you'd be heading down to Ilkeston for an American adventure. Now, you're heading here for a Northern Premier League adventure. The Steels continuing it, though it has hit the Rapids at the moment, as the Steels have been in poor form, not even scored in the last 5 games. That might be helped by someone who's on the bench. Luke Rawson. For the Steels, there's no changes from Saturday's defeat to Marine. It's Ben Townsend in goal, Tom Charlesoff, Jack Tinker, Curtis Turner the captain, Elliot Owen, Paul Iggulden, Danny Deakin, Sam Kay, Alf Wilkinson, James Morris and Connor Smythe. On the bench, Oliver Grangelak could make his return from injury. Alex O'Connor, Alfie Bradshaw could make his debut after his loan from Nottingham Forest, which we will tell you more details about after the game. Luke Rawson and Zach Jagielka. Ball's back here for Jordan Stevens to take. Very central position and lofts it towards far side. Iggulden heads away, but only to the edge of the area, where it'll be volleyed well over there by Colin Daniel. After being part of the Farnsley Celtic debacle last year. Townsend tries to get it to the right, but Owen heads it into the middle. No one's there for it, but Smythe, well contested by Smythe. Gets out to left to Morris. He's back to goal at the moment on the edge of the area, being forced backward. Finds Kay on the overlap. Kay needs a chance for a cross. Slips it forward to Deakin. Maybe being a bit too pretty there. Goes back to Morris, who puts it in the middle. Goes through. Header this from Wilkinson. Saved by Roberts. Wilkinson just couldn't get the power onto his header. Boots it upfield, looking long. Iggulden will look to get it away. Over the top, Owen will get it away, but then returned by 4-0. Charlesoff will collect it. Back to Townsend. Oh, it's going sideways. That could be easy. And then Townsend's ball forward is blocked. He goes out for a throw-in. Actually, I said he's going to go for a throw-in. I think the rain has made the AstroTurf just slow up a bit, and now Yumby's on the ball. Yumby gets it back. He's looking for a shot. We know how powerful those shots can be. As he gets it out to the right now to Brandy, former Manchester United man. Back to Yumby. Yumby takes a shot, and it goes all the way to Townsend. Launches it long, Townsend, and Morris just drops in. Comes off his back, but okay. Well in from Smythe, and Wilton tried something with the ball well off, but it will be given as a goal kick. Defence do look like they can be attacked. Tinker to Kay, back to Tinker. Right foot forward, looking here for Morris, but headed away before it can make it to him. Brandy trying to get it, but well run by Deakin. Gets it out to the right to Morris. Got a bit of space on the right wing. Turning in. Puts the cross in. Smythe tried to gamble on it, but it was blocked and cleared away. Now out to the edge of the area. Deakin gets it forward. Smythe trying to bring it and turn it. Shots weak and will be easy for Roberts. Smythe, I think, took a bit of damage going down. A few weeks ago, they probably may turn that into a goal, but still a bit nervous in this area. Seeing they've not scored in a long time now. Here comes the cross in. Headed away. And now Stocksbridge to get the ball back. Goes to Smythe. Smythe is going to try the shot. It's a good looking shot, but straight at Roberts. Hello, Caroline Frost, listening from work. Come on, Stocky. Thank you to Lee from our sponsor Graphics for helping out some of our sound issues earlier on in the match. Ball forward, headed away by Owen. Falls nicely for Brandy on the left hand side. Takes a shot, gets the shot all wrong. Goal kick. Behind him, and now quickly taken throw in by Morris, trying to take advantage, but Daniel's done well to get back. It was a nice idea. Morris has just intercepted. Morris here, he wants a runner. He's going to try and go himself for a bit, but then I think Footing just stopped his run going forward. He's still, he's got the ball, almost got it back, and he said he's going to leave it here for Tinker. Tinker's going to take the shot, and it's wide, and Jack Tinker, who only scored his first. Here comes, into the middle, head away, and the near post, high up into the air. Hilton will volley it right back to Deakin, high left one towards the far post, header towards goal, and it goes in! Stocksbridge have ended the duck! On a day where the weather's fit for the duck, and I think it might be Elliot Owen there who's got the header, or is it Paul Iggulden? But the Steels have taken the lead. It's ball forward. That was Owen there who just couldn't get head onto it, and Ilkeston will clear it downfield. Forward, nice knock on there by Ilkeston, and forward they go. Oh, Blaze, good ball forward. Ilkeston with a chance here, takes a shot, well saved there by the feet. Fox with a chance, headed forward. Ilkeston also plays it, plumbing, and somehow wide. It was a big chance for Ilkeston. The Steels survive. 2 yards away from the box. Right for the ball towards the near post, headed away. It's good defending from Ilkeston. Another good head away. Deakin lines up, volleys towards the right. No one's there though, and it will just bounce out for a goal kick. 80 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to the Steels. launch forward here, looking for Rawson. Rawson will head it to the left, and it goes here to Morris, but it's a good tackle stop in. Morris will get it. Morris takes a shot, takes the effort, just wide from James Morris. So close, it's the initial tackle. Get the direction he'd have wanted to. Tinker's just been beat on that right wing there, and now Ilkeston come forward. And the play out towards the right here. And then being pressed back by Eagledon, and they've got through a few players here. Ilkeston coming, shot and wide. I think did it take a block? The referee says otherwise. Forward to Rawson. Rawson trying to hold on to it, and he does get it. Trying to slip through. Flip back here. Yep. O'Connor trying to take a shot, and he lofted it high and wide. Coming on. Headed towards the side, but collected there by Minkley, who will clear it away. Owen will return it with the header. Headed by O'Carrion and volleyed away. Charles only turns it back to the field, but then Charles almost gets in. He clips his man down. I think advantage has been given here as Yumby gets it down the left. Eagledon's the man meeting him. Ilkeston have an opportunity here. Cross to a near post. Townsend claims. How important was that? I'd say Roberts chipped towards the far side. Headed up and still into the box. Owen will head it away, but it's chested down here. Volleyed up into the air. Tinker's trying to contest it, but headed into the box. O'Connor heads out again. Morris will try to turn. He's trying to clear it, but Ilkeston win it back. Then Tinker gets it. He's brought down. Free kick, Stocksbridge. Is that going to be that? 6 minutes of 4 minutes at a time have now elapsed. And we're just waiting for that whistle at this point. Gainsborough have equalised against Prescott. Jonathan Margetts has scored, and Stockton have won it in the 97th minute against Lancaster. Lewis King, the scorer. Townsend's going to take this free kick. Ball forward. And that is like the Steels have won! The first win under interim manager Jordan Lemon. It comes from a set piece. Elliot Owen heading in at the far post. And then they've held on amongst an Ilkeston barrage for the Steels to win. Finally. And a goal as well. Thank you very much. Many years ago, you'd be heading down to Ilkeston for an American adventure. Now, you're heading here for a Northern Premier League adventure. The Steels continuing it, though it has hit. Hello and welcome to Hillsborough for the Sheffield Senior Cup third round match between Sheffield Wednesday and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I am your commentator, Adam Allcroft, this evening. Last May, Worksop Town won the Sheffield Senior Cup right here in Hillsborough, beating Hallam 2-1 in the Senior Cup final. That gave Worksop a record. They became the most winningest team ever in the Senior Cup, claiming the most trophies of any team in that tournament. Sheffield Wednesday were the team that had that honour taken away from them. Now, Sheffield Wednesday are back in the tournament for the first time in many decades and are looking to try and at least get time with Worksop. Well, they know that a win here today will take them to the quarterfinals and a trip to Barnsley under 23. Stocksbridge Park Steels, though, have never lost at Hillsborough in 4 visits to this ground, having visited for several Sheffield Senior Cup finals. The last time was in 2011, where Jack Muldoon, now of Harrogate Town, scored one of the goals, beating Parkgate. Let's go through the teams for you now as handshakes in the middle. Let's start with Sheffield Wednesday. It's Pierce Charles making his return from injury today. Then Joe Emery, Cole McGee, Rhys Johnson, Harry Evers, Rio Shipston, Junior Camwa, Jarvis Thornton, who captains Wednesday today, Devlin Moses, Will Granger and Josh Bayliss. The benches: Joel Akpobi, Jack Phillips, Denny Oliver, Jacob Jessup and Ayodan Sapala. For the Steels, it's Ben Townsend in goal, then in born and bred Wednesday fan Tom Charlesworth at right back. Jack Tinker is the captain today at left back. Sam Kay comes in for the injured Curtis Turner. Elliot Owen and Paul Iggledinner at centre back. Alfie Bradshaw makes his first Steels start on loan from Nottingham Forest. Alex O'Connor returns to the first team, while Luke Rawson, James Morris and Oliver Grejlak make up the front three. The benches: Danny Deakin, Mikey Roxburgh, Alfie Wilkinson, Connor Smythe and Tommy Marshall. Do feel free to get involved in the comments on our YouTube chat. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for more videos after this match. As Sheffield Wednesday prepare to get this game underway. I think we're just waiting for the music to stop here and then we will be underway. And here we go. So the Steels get us underway in the claret and blue shirts, claret shorts, claret socks, looking from left to right. Rawson immediately on the tackle on the left wing before having the ball tackled left wing by Emery, gets the clearance charged down by Rawson, goes out for a goal kick. While Sheffield Wednesday are in the blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, kicking from right to left. Here's Charles after passing it out forward. It goes to Cole McGee. Sheffield Wednesday seems to be playing with a free at the back system at the moment as McGee carries it out of defence. No real pressure, goes back to Charles, well out of his box, and going forward to Shipston, who's playing very deep as a central midfielder today. And back into defence Wednesday, happy to be patient and pass around the ball, something you'd expect from a youthful side, as Charles again, he's as high up as his centre back to the moment as he gives it across to McGee. Stocksbridge haven't got the ball back since it went out for a goal kick, as they just pass it shortly out forward to Bayliss, back in the midfield to Shipston. Tries to switch it and the switch goes behind the man it was looking for. It will be a throw into Stocksbridge. Rio Shipston, who's a very highly rated player for the Wednesday youth team. Not surprising he's not one of the ones that has stepped up over the last few months, as several Sheffield Wednesday youngsters have made their debuts in the first team due to the issues obviously blighted Wednesday throughout this year. But looking up now here at Hillsborough. Throwing Stocksbridge now inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Tinker captains the team today in Kurt Turner's absence. Has played at the stadium before for Barnsley Shadow Academy. The ball launched forward, Rawson, and been ragged around a bit, but it's got away to Granger, who's a lively player, one of the highly rated players in this academy. And now Wednesday will clear it again as it in. Owen heads out to left to Tinker. Launch upfield, looking here for James Morris. He just can't get it in control, but he keeps it in and gets it back to Tinker, who's trying to use some space here, trying to get past one. Good, well-timed tackle by Shipston, who now will carry it away. And the thing is, there's a lot of space on this pitch, but Tom Charlesworth cuts out a pass really well, and now this could be an attack. Grejlak running his man, outright to Charlesworth. Charlesworth looking for the cross, puts a good-looking cross in over the top of everyone, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard area. Hooked by O'Connor, but will be sliced away, and it was Bradshaw trying to get onto it, but it's cleared away again. Kay just knocked it back out to the left to Grejlak. Grejlak right foot the ball in the middle, looking here, but then caught by Charles, and Charles quickly getting the ball out, and Charles will be, well, a step of keep to that Stocksbridge have never really faced before. Northern Ireland international, and maybe obviously the rustiness will be a factor today, but that's one of the reasons he's playing this game, to get out that rustiness before he makes a return to the first team. Sheffield Wednesday on the attack here. Josh Bayliss will put it back into Evers, former Liverpool youngster. Now Shipston out to the right here, as Shipston gets it back in the centre circle. Switched out, but Grezlak intercepts, and Grezlak could counter. Lots of space. He's going to try the diagonal forward. He's looking for Morris, but it's two ahead of him. Charles will pick it up in the corner of his area. Takes it down to ground on the edge of his area now. Pass out and back to Charles, and Stocksbridge have certainly shown plenty of urgency in getting forward when they do get the ball. Forward to Moses now, who's has struggled with injury during the season. He's just got the ball back, just allowed it to Ghost to Thornton, and back out to Camler. See Harry Evers, he's gone well forward into a left wing position. He's calling for the ball as it comes over to the left now. Cole McGee will carry the ball forward. Just stops it on the halfway line now, and will just play the pass into the middle. Control ball looking for Evers, cut out by Grezlak. Now forward, look for Rawson. Poor pass, though, intercepted by Reece Johnson, who's had plenty of appearances for the first team so far this year. Here we are now with Shipston. Some passing between the back here, as it's now Johnson on the ball, just going across the halfway line, and back it goes here to Emery. So Sheffield Wednesday very, very patient in their play. There's not much urgency to get forward. Well, Stocksbridge down, had much of the ball, but they've got forward more so far. Ball switched over towards Bayliss. Brings it down well, nice first time pass into the middle. Now it's Thornton who gets it forward, almost slipped through to Moses, just ricochets away. Eagledon goes in with a big tackle, gets it away now to Rawson, who's very deep. Back to Charles, who tries to get it down the channel. He's looking for Grezlak, who holds off his man really well. Kay gets it over now. It'll be Bradshaw, who will be used to this team, being a Nottingham Forest youngster. And he's got Tinker as an option on his left. He's not taking it though, and I think Tinker's just got a little bit frustrated. Now tried to get Tinker, but well in from Junior Camwet on his defensive responsibilities. Back out for a throw-in. As the ball is here on the left-hand side here, with 4 minutes gone in this game. 0-0 here at Hillsborough. No chances to speak of as of yet. Tinker thrown out to Rawson on the left wing, holding the ball up, trying to find Tinker again, but just wide of him, and Bradshaw fights for it. Tinker tries to get back, he wants a free kick, gets the free kick. Stocksbridge with an early free kick on the left-hand side of the box, and it's, well, that'll be when it's disappointing that Danny Deacon's not on the pitch. The former Sheffield United youngster Danny Deacon, who was drafted by Orlando City. He's on the bench, but he's Stocksbridge's usual set-piece specialist. Kurt Turner also not here with his injury, so Alex O'Connor will take this free kick on the left-hand side. Morris and Ross are the big targets in there, so is Elliot Owen. And this is where Stocksbridge will want to show their age, their physicality from these sort of set pieces. And here the whistle goes as the right for the ball from O'Connor going towards goal. Head of the post, just over. Early chance for the Steels. James Morris with the header at the near post. We've seen him score those before. Well, did very well to get onto it, just over Pierce Charles's bar. Screens 0-0. But that shows Stocksbridge's threat from set pieces. As Wednesday will now look to build. Back in their defence now. Carrying it out is Joe Emery. Now over to Cole McGee. He's taking the left-hand side of this defence. Forward to Johnson now, then back to McGee. They try the long ball forward, trying to get it past Charles. If Charles reads it, will head it back to Townsend. Townsend will take his first few touches. So one of the players he idolised as a youngster was Paddy Kenny, who had many memorable occasions here at Hillsborough. Not well liked by the people here at Hillsborough. Ball forward to Rawson, brings it down on his chest as well on the right wing, but then just can't get control and ends up going out of play for a Wednesday throw. The initial touches were good, but then just let down there as Johnson has the throw. Back into defence to McGee. Now over to Charles. Taking his time again. He's as high up as the centre backs. It's the modern way. as it is, as now it goes through to the defence forward to Bayliss now, who's got a chance to run here. He's just trying to get around the outside, gets it up to Evers, back into the middle for Johnson. As against Stocksbridge defending resolutely, and it's passed all the way back to defence, and Emery's going to have to chase that down back in defence. Stocksbridge able to get out a bit here as it goes out to Camwell on the right, and he is tackled there by Tinker. Tinker sideways to Rawson. Rawson thought about the pass to Tinker, who's overlapping, but instead will pass it back into midfield. Now back to Charlesworth, carrying it forward to Charlesworth. Forward pass here to Morris. Morris takes a shot, spilled by Charles, and then covered by McGee, who managed to prevent it going out for a corner. And then Grejlak's on the ball high up the pitch, tries to pass into the middle, but it is intercepted. Stocksbridge remaining on the ball, I think, when the ball back. Bradshaw being forced out to the right. Now Charlesworth. Charlesworth trying to get down the right. Tries to slip first to Grejlak. Loses it, Grejlak, and Johnson will come away with the ball. Well, Steels are trying to better, and then a poor pass there from Thornton goes behind Camwell, and it will be a Stocksbridge throw-in that keeps the pressure up. Ball back forward, and Stocksbridge just misplaced past. Owls back on the ball now as Shipston pass it out. And now the chance to break here for Wednesday. Out towards the left here. Harry Evers just has to chase it down a bit. That does allow Stocksbridge to get a few of their players back and stop the counter-attack. And Evers goes sideways to Shipston. Shipston, plenty of space. He's been given the space to operate, but now we'll just end up giving it back to Emery. In the opposition half, though, the defender. Back into defence. Now over to Johnson. Out left now to Evers, who's been forced back again to Johnson. All the way back now to McGee. Now Charles again, he's as high up as his fellow centre-back. Very confident on the ball. But I'm sure it'll be something Stockton will want to try and take advantage of as McGee goes forward into the midfield. Now is Shipston. Shipston just controlling it here, and so Stockbridge look quite happy to let Wednesday have the ball because it must be like 70% plus possession, but that's a decent ball out to the right to Camwell, who will now find the overlap of Thornton. Thornton can't get the cross in, has to go back to Camwell as he's being forced further back now at the moment, and back into midfield. Shipston tries to pass forward, intercepted, and then ball forward. Morris back into Kay, who will give it back to Charlesworth. Stocksbridge on the ball. Back across defence, and I don't think Eagledon quite expected that one, but now he does get it across to Owen, and Owen will knock it forward. He's looking for Grejlak, who gets pushed in the back, but nothing given, and Wednesday looking to show that they are willing to give as much as they get in the physicality aspect. Reece Johnson now taking the ball forward. It's a good run here, but the ball forward ends up going behind Moses. Cleared away. Ross tries to get the header, but it's headed away from him, back in his field, and Bayliss Cato wins the ball, gets tripped, free kick, Stocksbridge inside their own half. Remains 0-0 here after 10 minutes of play. Townsend will come up to take this free kick, and perhaps something that Sheffield Wednesday won't be used to is the fact non-league teams like Sheffield Wednesday will look to turn these into attacking opportunities, even though these ones in their own half. Townsend has created a few goals from these sorts of free kicks. Townsend now takes it. Doesn't look particularly well organised from either side forward. Stocksbridge win the header, but it only goes further out towards the left wing. The first onto it, Emery's chasing it down. Will get the ball away, and it will stay in for Thornton. Thornton's got the stride on his man as Bradshaw looks to defend, and then Bradshaw just slowed him down enough to allow one of the defence to tackle. But Thornton could end up getting it back, and he got a boot onto it, but then Townsend will clear it away. Shipston wins the header. Out to Camwell, he's dropped deep, close to his own halfway line. Back to McGee. Good pass forward, finds his man nicer to Granger. Granger will find Evers, loads of space for Evers on the left. Chip ball into the middle, headed away by Owen. Back to Shipston, who brings it down. Over to Johnson. He's made a few appearances for the first team. Quite impressed by a few of the Wednesday fans, Reece Johnson. As it's back with Emery. Over to the right to Camwell. He could be a potential game changer if he can turn it on, and he slips the pass forward here to Granger, takes it out to the right, pass forward, he's blocked. Owen will clear it out. Sheffield Wednesday throwing. It's the most attacking play we've seen from the Owls so far in this one. 11 minutes gone in this game. Throwing's a bit further out than I initially thought it was. Camwell will take as the wing back today. Well, we've seen him get forward plenty. Looks like a 3-5-2 from Sheffield Wednesday against Stocksbridge's typical 4-3-3. Goes forward and Owen will head away, and Grejlak tried to knock it on, but he only gives it back here to Johnson. So Wednesday have been able to keep possession really well in this game. And it's a great ball down the left to Bayless. Bayless, ball across 6-yard area, blocked by Eagledon, and Charles will pick it up on this right-hand side. We'll clear it away now, looking for Rawson. Gets a shunt in his back from McGee, appeals for the referee, and it won't be given. Lovely little touch by Shipston, now back out to the left to Evers. So applause from the home fans for that touch from Shipston. It was a classic thing that gave him some extra space. Now Shipston back on the ball. Back into defence, Emery. Now out to Camwa. Takes a little touch now, we'll find the overlap of Emery. He's going to have to go backwards again to Camwa. And then back it goes to McGee. So Sheffield Wednesday must have 70% plus possession at this point in the game, but they've not really carved out an opportunity as of yet. It goes back to Charles now. He's about halfway up his own half. Taking his time with it as he gives it short to McGee. Again, just patient play from Sheffield Wednesday as Johnson on the ball. Back to Charles. Now out to the right again to Emery. This is probably... Well, Stocksbridge will be happy for him to play as patiently as this. It's not like one as Granger now will look to turn it on. Granger getting a run down the right hand side, breaks into the box on the right hand side, takes a shot, well saved Townsend, near post, corner kick Wednesday. Will Granger there just turned it on for a second, burst down the right, no one really could get a tackle in. His shot was at the near post, Townsend does well to palm it away at the near post. It's a corner kick for Sheffield Wednesday, their first of the game and the first overall as well. Here as we are 14 minutes into this game. Here comes the corner, left-footed, in-swinger, right in the middle. Head to edge here to McGee. McGee takes a strike, and it's through Townsend's legs, and the Wednesday are ahead. And that is the way when Stocksbridge Park Seals would not want to have proceeded to a set piece to a youth team. It's headed out to left. Cole McGee completely unmarked. Townsend won't be too happy as it's gone through his legs, but the Steels are 1-0 down thanks to Cole McGee scoring for Sheffield Wednesday. And Townsend is not really happy with the way that set piece was defended. So the ball will be back for Stocksbridge Park Seals will need to battle back now, as they haven't done so in a long time, though Sheffield Wednesday's under-20 youngsters have not performed particularly brilliantly at that either. All in the middle as O'Connor pass it back to Eagledon, out wide to Charlesworth. Going to have to give that to Townsend. Wednesday have just upped the pace a bit here as they look to press. Townsend sending it forward, he's looking for Grejlak, will head it into the middle. Morris tries to knock it back into the midfield and will keep it himself. Lays it out for Owen. I don't think quite aware that he was one who was meant to get on the ball. And pass forward is poor in Act 2, and then Camwatt will intercept. Bradshaw was the man who was aimed to get. Bradshaw just wins the ball. High up Bradshaw, running at the man. He wants to get it on his right. He's looking for the shot. He's been shoved off, takes a shot, blocked and deflected. Grejlak's going to shield that, and Stocksbridge Park Seals have a corner. Alfie Bradshaw just turned it off for a second, but he is still remaining down in the box as the Steels look to try and get back into this game after going 1-0 down. So the Steels didn't be happy about their defending from that corner. Uncharacteristic is, I think, is the way you describe it, as Alfie Bradshaw remains down in the box after that great mazy run. Maybe just should have pulled the trigger a bit earlier on that occasion. Just sitting up at the moment as the referee is just checking over the players. Physio Liv Phillips not being asked to come on just yet. Just getting to his feet now, and he will remain on for now and just has to jog it off a bit. The corner kick here to be taken by Alex O'Connor towards far post, and no one there for it. Goes absolutely over everyone's heads. Elliot Owen's trying to chase it down, but Cam was to it first. Owen trying not to foul him, but it will go out for a Wednesday throw. It's a waste of a set piece from the Steels. Ball will be launched back towards Charles, who There's a heavy touch on it. Rawson's not far off him as it was passed out to Johnson. Forward to Evers, who will look to get round Charles off. He's gone into the middle here. I think Stocksbridge might need to be a bit more proactive on trying to win the ball back from this Wednesday side. As Emery will pass it back to Charles. Now out to McGee. Ball forward, good pass to Evers. Now trying to get out to the left. Bayliss allows it to go around the back of his feet before trying to get the pass in. Blocked by Charles, a throw into Wednesday. Josh Bayliss has shown up quite a bit, though, I think, so far in this game. Not the quickest lad in the world, but always seems to get in the right position and always seems to be found in some space. I think Stocksbridge are struggling to adjust to the much bigger pitch here at Hillsborough than they're used to at Bracken Moor. Ball's gone all the way back to McGee and now back to Charles. So Stocksbridge are still sitting back off Wednesday. I don't think that's quite worked out as they've wanted to yet. As the ball's just gone right forward to Bayliss. No one really noted him coming in. Jordan Lemon, the manager, really not happy about that as Wednesday come forward. Granger again, trying to get the pass forward. He takes a deflection. Townsend will collect it. So Townsend will have desperately wanted a clean sheet here, but that's already gone as he sends the ball long, looking for Rawson. Heads it out into the middle. No one's going to pick that up, though. It'll be cleared away by Shipston, but only back to Jack Tinker. Tinker, he's got loads of space on his left. Wednesday, you haven't really noticed that. And Tinker's just going to go and do it himself. Camber, great slide and challenge from Camber, stops him going, and it will go out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Back out on the left here. Thrown here to Bradshaw. Trying to turn out. He's got two men round him and he'll lose the ball here, Bradshaw. And Wednesday will get it out to Moses very deep. And Charles will look frustrated that no one can intercept those passes that they put into quite congested areas. It's Bayliss now, a central ball, but tackle goes in, ricochets into the middle of the half. Townsend rushing out, sends it long. If you think Morris was offside, he wouldn't have been able to do anything with that as McGee picks it up. Puts in defence, out to Johnson, then back to Charles. Rawson looking to press. And he'll get it to Emery. Emery gets it out to Camwer. Forward here, and then Granger trying to just knock it past the man blocked, and it will be a throw-in to the Owls. Steele's looking to come back. 1-0 down here, 20 minutes gone in this game. Wednesday scoring from a set piece. Cole McGee, the goal scorer. Ball out to the left to Evers. Brings it well and back into the middle. Shipston will have it now. He's been the one trying to dictate play from this defensive midfield role. Switching it out to Camera. Brings it down on the chest well. I think Tinker will need to be quicker to him as Camera looks to get past Tinker and sliding challenge from the left back. Stops Camera from going forward. A reverse of what happened at the opposite side of the pitch and will be a throw-in. And Camera will go to take this throw now. As it's on the right side, Racoma thrown it short here to Thornton. Back to Camwer. Now Granger on the right hand side here. We'll have to give it back to the right back. Then back to McGee. And this is what Stocksbridge are happy about doing, but they need to win the ball off them and all. And a bit of a coming together between the two players, but Stocksbridge have the ball back, knocks it off. Emery are throwing for Stocksbridge, who, when going forward, have looked good, but not done it enough. So back here on the left here with Tinker. Throws forward, headed on, but again, no one's in for these seconds yet. As the ball's knocked over to Johnson here. Went to win the ball back to Charles. Grejlak will press. Charles gets it out to the right to Emery, then back to Charles, and not a great pass out from him. Then he managed to rescue it for Charles, and actually a great pass out now to Evers on the left, who slows it down again, trying to get on the outside, and well, that's asking too much of Bayliss. Back to Townsend. Townsend, who will take time. He's going to send it forward. He's looking for Rawson, who brings it down really well in his chest, but knocked away by Johnson, and Rawson connected with the legs of Johnson. It will be a free kick to the Owls. I wonder if the direct play would work better for the Steels in this one. Back in defence here for McGee. And he gives it back to Charles. Over to the right now to Camwa. Bringing it down. Gets it away from Bradshaw. Now Camwa just having room to roam here. Knock it over the top. Looking here for Bayliss. Bayliss going one-on-one. Knocks it past Townsend and past the far post. It remains 1-0. It's a big chance for Wednesday. It's a great ball there for Bayliss. Bayliss there just bouncing a bit. Trying to loft it with his left foot. Beats Townsend, but beats the post as well. It remains 1-0 to Wednesday here. It could have been 2. As Townsend launches this one away, headed on, goes to Rawson, trying to find his man, and Stocksbridge are not seeming to find second man at all at the moment. As Johnson just got stuck on the ball a bit, but Wednesday will keep possession. Stocksbridge will be forced to do a lot of running in this one. It must be safe that 70 plus possession here for the Owls, and out to Camwa it goes. Sideways here, back to Shipston, who will try the diagonal and finds Evers again. Now into the middle, Shipston. Stockbridge press back here as they can't seem to just get out their own half at times at the moment. Now Camwa on the right wing. Knocks the ball forward here and going to Moses, who's trying to turn his man, and they'll find Evers here. Evers, and then the tackle goes in, but Shipston will keep it. Out to the left here to Johnson. Mayfield out to the left and comes off Moses and out for a throw in, and Wednesday kind of gave up possession on that one. Needs to be better from Stocksbridge in this game if they want to get through into the next round. Ball will go back here to Iggulden, who knocks it long and over the top of everyone. Charles will be happy enough to collect this one. Back it goes over to Emery as they start from the back. Giles Coke will be happy, the former Wednesday player managing the under-23s as it's been known on the Sheffield FA webpage today. Camwa in the middle now. Back it goes to Emery and forward to Granger, who looks to turn. He's very quick with every movement he makes, Will Granger. Though in the end he might be frustrated because he's ended up back in the same place it was. Joe Emery on the ball. Now Charles. Over to McGee. Plays it short forward here to Bayliss, who's dropped deep. Back it goes to Shipston. He has to quickly get it out to Cam when he finds it. This thing, Stockbridge seem to get some pressure on the Wednesday players sometimes, but they're doing very well under that pressure. Back to Charles. In the troll will launch the ball forward and overhit. Townsend will collect that one. Pierce Charles, who, well, depending on what Northern Ireland can do, might have half a chance of going to the World Cup next year. Today, though, that if he wants that path to the World Cup, it starts here in that match against Stocksbridge. Forward, all the way forward. It almost took through to Grej like that ball, but a last-minute hook from McGee gets it away, and it's a poor pass that finds Iggulden. Out to Charlesworth. Charlesworth, first pass out to the right here. Continuing with it. Charlesworth, forward look for Rawson, and then a sliding tackle blocks his pass forward. But it's better from Stocksbridge because they linked a few passes together and have got the ball forward. Back with Charlesworth. Who will look for an option. Hasn't really got one, there's a few break out. Really are looking for it, and he's been told to hurry up by our referee Ashley Royston, and then just knocked out again by Bayliss, so it'll be a thrown in identical position for the Steels. Our officials say Ashley Royston, Aaron Hallam and Scott Mantovani. Charlesworth short to Kay, back to Charlesworth, who will give back to Iggulden. Iggulden trying to get it forward, blocked. It'll be another throw in Stocksbridge right in front of the Stocksbridge bench. Ball forward to the right to Grejlak. Going to be a physical battle. Grejlak trying to keep in. I think he's earned a corner, and he has earned a corner for the Steels. Second corner of the game for Stocksbridge. Grejlak knocking it off the legs of Reece Johnson. O'Connor will go to take. Could they punish the fact that Bayliss wasn't able to score that one-on-one? Needs to be a better delivery than it was last time. Just floated over everyone's heads. It's a very low one and then cleared away at the first count and be out for a throw. And it's not another poor delivery. That's let the Steelers down on that occasion. The free kick delivery early on was fantastic. James Morris headed over the bar. But hasn't really been matched by these corner deliveries so far. Charlesworth. In the middle, Morris tries to knock out. Rawson could go free, but just the two ahead of him, Charles quickly out to collect it. I think if Rawson just didn't quite think that was going to come, it was a bit of a fluky ricochet that would have fell perfect for Rawson if he was just facing in the right direction. But better from Stocksbridge. 28 minutes gone in this game as Charles takes it out of his box. Forward to Shipston, and then back to Emery. Now back to Shipston in midfield. Got three men around him. He's going to have to go long, and Moses might be able to get this, and he will do. It's a great little run by Moses. Not about pace, that one, just about finding the right diagonal. Now back to Camwell. He's going sideways, and well in there from Bradshaw. Forward to Rawson. First back to Grezlak. Great touch by Grezlak. Grezlak past one. Can he get past the second? No. Brilliant sliding tackle from Paul McGee. He's turned into a man of the match performance so far, the centre-back. Firstly from the goal, and now that tackle not stopped Grezlak being able to go one-on-one with Pierce Charles. And now it's Charles on the ball again. Taking his time again, as Wednesday have done throughout this one. Over now to Emery. Takes time, then back to Charles. So again, he's taking his time, and we'll give the short option to Shipston, and now over to Johnson. Johnson back, he goes to McGee. He's had a brilliant performance so far, but then Stockbridge thought they got the all back then, but a push in the back of Shipston has been penalised, and it's a throw-in for the free kick for the Owls, I'm sorry. Short pass taken, then out towards Evers on the left-hand side, and he'll now go forward with it. Out to the right to Granger. He's the man on the stop, and he's trying to slip through Evers. Evers trying to go wide here. Evers takes a shot, takes a deflection to Moses. It's 2-0. It's a little deflection that's just handed the ball right to Devlin Moses, and he's tucked it in from basically the penalty spot. Ben Townsend again not happy, but the Sheffield Wednesday are 2-0 up here. Devlin Moses, the man who's got the goal. Again, it's Will Granger there, who's just had a little quick turn, and found Evers in some space. He's taken Ingleton wide, and I think it was meant to be a shot, but it's took a block, and that's just turned into a brilliant assist for Devlin Moses. It's 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday after half an hour here. And it's a very disappointing performance from the Steels so far. I don't think there'll be any excuses so far. Wednesday, Stockbridge haven't really been at it. And they will get the game back underway. I suspect we'll see quite a few changes at the break, I think, because the midfield has just not been able to get anywhere into this one. Rawson's just beat his man on the right here and finds Grezlak, who remains offside. He's got no one in the middle though. He's trying to earn a corner off Johnson, but Johnson's done really well to get the ball off him. Grezlak does get a foot in, but it will be a throw-in right next to the corner flag for Wednesday. So for Stocksbridge fans who are hoping that the Steels will be able to make a comeback, they haven't made a comeback from 2-0 down since the opening day of last season against Bishop Auckland. What will give them hope is that Wednesday don't exactly have the best record of keeping hold of their leads. Their last game was against, well, the under-21s anyway, was against QPR, and they were 2-0 up in that before eventually losing 6-2 to the Owls. Wednesday will be hoping, well, Stockbridge will be hoping for something like that, as they've just passed the ball out to play Wednesday in an attacking area, and Charles will go up to take this. Needs to be a bit more pace, I think, from Stockbridge. I think they need to just be more aggressive in midfield. They've just let Wednesday have the ball, and They have been able to get in some dangerous areas. Now to Rawson, who chests it down the right hand side of the box, tries to take it on the outside, back to Grejlak, puts the cross in, headed away, going to the edge. Tinker takes it down, takes header forward, and there's appeals for a penalty for a handball. It's not given, it'll be a corner kick. O'Connor will take this corner. Tinker was just trying to get that down so he could take the shot. So O'Connor's deliveries have flattered to deceive so far. One that's boomed over other, and one that didn't make it past the first man. So we a right-footed effort from Alex O'Connor. Here comes the ball in towards the near post. Header towards by Morris, and it's bundled in the back of the net! It's a clumsy, ugly goal. It's James Morris with the near post header. I think we're going to get it to him. I don't think Eagledon was able to get anything on at the far post, but it looks like James Morris has scored his 8th of the season and the Steels have one back. That's the most important thing. So the Steels have one back here, James Morris. Actually, the announcer here has given it to Paul Eagledon. I don't know if Paul Eagledon got a touch on that at the far post. So it's 2-1 here. Steels have got one back. Again, it was from the corner in the end. And O'Connor worked, and it's an offside, stops Wednesday from getting any further forward. We'll need to go to the dubious goal panel to see if Eagledon did get a touch in at the far post. There's Townsend has this free kick. He's sending it long. Going forward. Header sideways by him. Goes to Grejlak, who's wanted to take this out to right. Gets a push in the back, and it's a free kick to Stocksbridge, who now have a dangerous one towards the corner of the box, and with the right delivery, this could be 2-2 very, very quickly. So the ball will be here. O'Connor's one of the people over it. Bradshaw's getting some instructions from Jordan Lemon. So the Stockbridge fans in fine voice below us here, as O'Connor will put this in, headed away. Tinker's trying to be the first one onto it. He will be the first one onto it. He wants to take it down the outside, try to pace past Thornton. Thornton gets the tackle in, and it will be a throw-in for Stocksbridge. Ball goes out, and well, I thought it had gone out. Thought it might have gone out for corner, but been kept in. Ball returning to middle. Owen heads it on. Rawson knocks it back. Owen takes the shot. It's curling straight at Charles. Ball cleared away, and Charles slips there, and that's not something he'd have wanted to do. And Granger then gets into a tangle. Alex O'Connor saves the blushes of his right back, but O'Connor's pass is not great. He gives it right back to the defender, but then Townsend tackles Devlin Moses at the edge of the area, the goalkeeper, and he clears it away. Clumsiness in the Stocksbridge defence, almost letting Wednesday restore their 2-goal advantage. Evers has it now. Now lays it off to Shipston. Back it will go to Johnson. Now over to the right to Emery. Happy to pass it back in defence again as the ball back here. Boogie. Chip ball over the top, and Tinker will head it away, looking for Rawson, who brings it down on the chest well, trying to evade a bit of pressure. Big 50-50 challenge, and it's left Rawson far worse off here as Thornton comes away with it. Rawson remains on the ground, game continuing. Camwa on the right. He forced back to Thornton, and back to, and the game will stop because Rawson needs some treatment. Actually, I don't think Liv Phillips is here today. Looks like Mark Fretwell will be playing physio. So Rawson sitting up now. I think it was a fair 50-50. I don't think you can complain. Both went for it. It's just like Rawson got worse off here, and I was actually a bit surprised that the game was stopped. drop ball here. 2-1-2 Sheffield Wednesday with 37 minutes gone. Back in defence now, Emery back to McGee. He has been the man of the match so far in this game. The ball back in the defence. Back to McGee again, and now back to Charles. And the Sheffield Wednesday quite happy passing it around their defence. Out to the right here. To Emery, who then gives it back to Charles. Awesome presses, but quick spinner of a pass gets it to Reece Johnson on the left. Poor pass forward, nice Charles finding it. Stocksbridge looking to break. Charles are trying to nick it through to Rawson, but it's not far enough for him. McGee gets it, but then won back by Charlesworth. He's trying to make up for that slip that almost let Steels in. Kay now back to Owen, who's going to chip one over, looking for Tinker, but head away for it can get to him in the midfield now with Thornton. Gets out to Camwer, who had to drop deep, and he's going to actually take out to pace. Outright, well read by Owen, who will carry this ball away. Nice little turn sideways. Switch over to Charlesworth. Grange likes pulling wide as an option. Nice pass forward, blocked here though, and won by Bayliss. Bayliss put under some pressure though. Grange gets a tackle in, will go out for a throw-in. Charlesworth, this will mean more than most, being a Wednesday fan since he was young. Though he was one of those Wednesday fans who ended up in the Sheffield United Academy, because you take whatever professional academy offer you can get. Well, I believe this is the first time he's playing at Hillsborough, so a huge day for him. Who has made a few mistakes at the back as Charles. Anyway, only to Shipston, sideways to Thornton, who can find Camwer. Camwer in a lot of space here. Going sideways and back to Shipston, out to the right. Here is they're looking for some space here, Sheffield Wednesday. Now sideways to Johnson, who's come very far forward. Now Evers. Evers with a fancy footwork. Cross in. It's a nice looking cross, just no one went for it. Head away. Bayless tries to head it down. Moses, edge of the box. Back to Thornton. Thornton takes a shot. It's well wide of the near post. Townsend continuing to shout orders at his defence. He wants a much improved performance from his defence for the rest of this game, as we cross the 40-minute mark. Ball is back now with Townsend. Takes his time with it. He's really taking his time with it. Even I wanted him to hurry up at this point. And now here we go. Right foot forward. He's looking for Rawson. Might just fall a bit shorter. He drops back Rawson, heads it on, but only for it to be cleared away. He needs a runner behind him if he wants to do things like that. Rawson gets a shunt in his back, and it's a free kick for Stocksbridge on the halfway line. I think initially Stocksbridge thinking taking it quickly, but instead Townsend will come to take it. So Bolt Townsend will get just inside the Wednesday half here. We're getting towards the end of the first half here. It was from a corner where Stocksbridge got their first goal back. Can they get a second and an equaliser? Ball forward. So right, look for Owen. Head away if we can get to him. But Owen's on a very too physical in there, and it will be a free kick to Wednesday. The one on the edge of their box. Charles takes it within his box and gives it out to Thornton on the right. Pass forward to Granger, who knocks it on but intercepted by Eagledon. Now it's Bradshaw, loses the ball there, Bradshaw, and now on the ball is Thornton. Turns well, Thornton. Forward here to Bayliss, dropping back to Camwer. He's just stood on the ball basically. He's paused it and gone back to Emery. Now the switch, looking for Evers, and Evers will have a battle. He does chest it down well on the edge area, gets past Charles as he goes horizontal, now forced backwards, continuing with the ball. Back it goes to Emery, gets the pass forward though to Thornton, who he loses out, well, almost loses out. He carries on now with it, gets forward to Granger. Granger avoids one, sliding tackle stops him though, and Stocksbridge get it away. And now Tinker's trying to see if he can get a counter-attack. If he can outpace Shipson, he will. And there goes Tinker, he's getting his shirt pulled, and that could be our first yellow of the game for stopping the counter-attack. See if the referee is going to but look out, he won't do so. There'll be no yellow card. I'm surprised because it was stopping a counter-attack. Charles adds right to Grezlak, and both players are going to go down, and neither will get it. Grezlak remaining down, clutching his leg, as Bayliss here will cut through the middle. Tries to get from intercepted by Owen. He's trying to get out to the right to Rawson, who brings it down on his chest, but he just takes into the back of Shipston. But they keep the ball here, Stocksbridge. O'Connor gives it out to Bradshaw. Back to Kay. Now Morris gives it back over to the left, and then eventually the ball's kicked out by Tinker, but Grezlak was up by then. Sheffield Wednesday should give the ball back, you'd think, anyway. Campbell's going to go to Taylor for him, but it will be one that they give back to Wednesday, presumably back to Townsend, because Campbell's a key part of this defence. Campbell does have it on the halfway line, and he just throws it to Thornton, who will give it back to Townsend. I think the game could have continued in the end, really. I think he hadn't seen Grezlak had got up. Ball forward by Townsend. He's looking for Austin. He's pulled on the left. It's gone over the top of him. And Townsend, you just hear, it's a big stadium, this, but you can still hear Townsend shouting Ross, screeching it as he didn't win that header. Campbell with the throw-in. Making his time with, and we'll just launch it up and head it away by Owen into the midfield, and Grezlak heads it again up into the air. Tinker wins the next header, but we'll go back. Emery should be able to deal with this, and he just hoofs that one away. And we'll go out for a throw-in. It curled back in the end. Tinker should get it on about the halfway line, I imagine. Closing in on the end of this half. 44.5 minutes gone. Sheffield Wednesday 2-1 up, but Stocksbridge have got one back through James Morris or Paul Eagledon. Dubious Goals Committee will be in later. Stocksbridge have got a free kick on that left-hand side, on line with the corner of the box. Also, O'Connor's put some good deliveries in from these sort of set pieces so far. I suspect we'll see Danny Deacon come on in the second half to really test this Wednesday defence. Eagledon is at the far post again, so Sam Kay. In the middle of it is Rawson. Morris peeling away the near post. Looking for that near one. Headed away. Morris couldn't get to it. He's going to go back. O'Connor's just going to let this go out for a throw-in. So we are in added time now. We haven't seen the board go up, but should be a minute or two. We've had a couple of stoppages. Back it goes, and Charles will forget it. First time towards the left. Tinker getting on it, chesting it, trying to get it back in the midfield once the second, but Shipston will intercept, but he ends up just knocking it out for a throw-in. Stocksbridge will likely get the last attack of this half. Can they make it count? Thrown forward, chested down, and being pushed in the back. Stocksbridge being forced out. Bradshaw there being forced back to O'Connor, then back to Bradshaw. He's been forced back all the way back to Eagledon now. Now Charles off, he's the furthest defender back. Good footwork, avoids the pressure from Moses. Now out wide to Grezlak. Grezlak here, trying to get past. Good tackle in. This could be a counter-attack here now as Evers wins it. But then Evers, instead of trying to run into the space, he ends up doubling back and going all the way back now to Pierce Charles. I don't know why Evers just didn't gamble there. It's percentage football, I suppose, while you're ahead. But you're right towards the end of this half. Campbell, ball forward. Eagledon intercepts and clears it away. Kay gets the header, and it's back to, well, he's trying to find O'Connor, but it's just giving it to Moses, and now Wednesday get another chance. Some poor play from Stocksbridge. Evers now, looks like Wednesday will get the final attack. Evers down the left, he forced backwards into midfield. Shipston out to the right. He falls in the middle, gets it out to the left, and Johnson's got saves. Ball, great looking ball for the far post. Moses gets the header, and it's an awkward clearance from Eagledon, but it's enough. It will go out for a throw-in right next to the flag. We've almost had 2 minutes of added time here. So I think this throw-in will probably, whatever happens from this throw-in will probably be the last, actually, I imagine. I can't see there being more than 2 minutes added time allotted. Throw-in in the middle to Moses. He's put under some pressure. Back to Johnson, and then going back, and that will be that. It's half time here. So Sheffield Wednesday 2, Stocksbridge 1. Stocksbridge took the lead through Cole McGee. A corner was cleared out right to him on the edge of the 6-yard area. It was easy enough for the defender, and then a defensive deflection allowed Devlin Moses to score a good goal. But Stocksbridge Foxtails came back. James Morris, a near post header that went in the far post. Polygonal Mayer bundled it in. Has got the Steels right back into this. It's Sheffield Wednesday 2, Stocksbridge Park Steels 1. Plenty to play for in the second half. We'll see you then. Many years ago, you'd be heading down to Ilkeston for an American adventure. Now, you're heading here for a Northern Premier League adventure. The Steels continuing it, though it has hit the Rapids at the moment, as the Steels have been in poor form, not even scored in the last 5 games. That might be helped by someone who's on the bench. Luke Rawson. For the Steels, there's no changes from Saturday's defeat to Marine. It's Ben Townsend in goal, Tom Charles, Jack Tinker, Curtis Turner the captain, Elliot Owen, Paul Iggulden, Danny Deakin, Sam Kay, Alfie Wilkinson, James Morris and Connor Smythe. On the bench, Oliver Grangelack could make his return from injury, Alex O'Connor, Alfie Bradshaw could make his debut after his loan from Nottingham Forest, which we will tell you more details about after the game, Luke Rawson and Zach Jaggy Yelka. Ball's back here for Jordan Stevens to take. Very central position and lofts it towards far side. Iggulden heads away, but only to the edge of the area where it'll be volleyed well over there by Colin Daniel. After being part of the Farnsley Celtic debacle last year. Townsend tries to get it to the right, but Owen heads it into the middle. No one's there for it, but Smythe, well contested by Smythe. Gets out to left to Morris. He's back to goal at the moment on the edge of the area, being forced backward. Finds Kay on the overlap. Kay needs a chance for a cross, slips it forward to Deakin, maybe being a bit too pretty there. Goes back to Morris, who puts it in the middle, goes through. Header this from Wilkinson, saved by Roberts. Wilkinson just couldn't get the power onto his header. Boots it upfield, looking long. Iggulden will look to get it away. Over the top, Owen will get it away, but then returned by 4-0. Charles will collect it, back to Townsend. Oh, it's going sideways, that could be easy, and then Townsend's ball forward is blocked. He goes out for a throw-in in the... Actually, I said he's going to go for a throw-in. I think the rain has made the AstroTurf just slow up a bit, and now Yumby's on the ball. Yumby gets it back, he's looking for a shot. We know how powerful those shots can be. As he gets it out to the right now, to Brandy, former Manchester United man. Back to Yumby, Yumby takes a shot, and it goes all the way to Townsend. Launches it long Townsend, and Morris just drops in, comes off his back, but okay, well in from Smythe, and Wilton tried something with the ball well off, but it will be given as a goal kick. Defence do look like they can be attacked. Tinker to Kay, back to Tinker, right foot forward, looking here for Morris, but headed away before it can make it to him. Brandy trying to get it, but well, Robert Deakin gets out to the right to Morris, got a bit of space on the right wing, turning in, puts the cross in. Smythe tried to gamble on it, but it was blocked and cleared away. Now out to the edge of the area, Deakin gets it forward. Smythe trying to bring it and turn it. Shots weak and will be easy for Roberts. Smythe, I think, took a bit of damage going down. A few weeks ago, they probably may turn that into a goal, but still a bit nervous in this area, seeing they've not scored in a long time now. Here comes the cross in, headed away. And now Stocksbridge to get the ball back, goes to Smythe. Smythe is going to try the shot. It's a good looking shot, but straight at Roberts. Hello Caroline Frost, listening from work. Come on Stocky. I say thank you to Lee from our sponsor Graphics for helping out with some of our sound issues earlier on in the match. Ball forward, headed away by Owen. Falls nicely for Brandy on the left hand side, takes a shot, gets the shot all wrong, goal kick. Behind him, and now quickly taken throw by Morris, trying to take advantage, but Daniel's done well to get back. It was a nice idea, but Morris has just intercepted. Morris here, he wants a runner, he's going to try and go himself for a bit, but then I think the footing just stopped his run going forward. He's still, he's got the ball, almost got it back. He said he's going to leave it here for Tinker. Tinker's going to take the shot, and it's wide, and Jack Tinker, who only scored his first. Here comes, into the middle, head away at the near post, but high up into the air. Wilson will volley it right back to Deakin, high left one towards the far post, header towards goal, and it goes in! Stocksbridge defended the duck! On a day where the weather's fit for the duck, and I think it might be Elliot Owen there who's got the header, or is it Paul Iggulden? But the Steels have taken the lead. It's one ball forward, That was Owen there, who just couldn't head onto it, and Ilkeston will clear it downfield. Forward, nice knock on there by Ilkeston, and forward they go. Oh, Blaze, good ball forward. Ilkeston with a chance here, takes a shot, well saved there by the feet. Fox with a chance, headed forward. Ilkeston also plays it, come back, and somehow wide. It was a big chance for Ilkeston, the Steels survive. 2 yards away from the box. Rifle ball towards the near post, headed away. It's good defending from Ilkeston. Another good head away. Deacon lines up, volleys towards the right. No one's there though, and it will just bounce out for a goal kick. 80 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to the Steels. Launch forward here, looking for Rawson. Rawson will head it to the left, and it goes here to Morris, but it's a good tackle stopping him. Morris will get it. Morris takes a shot, takes the effort just wide from James Morris. So close, it's the initial tackle. Get the direction he'd have wanted to. Tinker's just been beat on that right wing there, and now Ilkeston come forward. And the play out towards the right here. Then being pressed back by Eagledon, and
no one round him.
He got through a few clears here. Ilkeston coming, shot and wide. I think did it take a block? The referee says otherwise.
Rubbish.
Forward to Rawson. Rawson trying to hold on to it, and he does get it. Trying to slip through. Flip back here. Yep. O'Connor trying to take a shot, and he lofted it high and wide. Coming on. Headed towards the side, but collected there by Minkley, who will clear it away. Owen will return it with the header. Headed by O'Kerry, and then volleyed away. Charles only turns it back to the field, but then Charles almost gets in. He clips his man down. I think advantage has been given here as Yumby gets it down the left. Eagledon's man meets him. Ilkeston have an opportunity here. Cross to a near post. Townsend claims. How important was that? Say, Roberts chipped towards the far side. Headed up and still into the box. Owen will head it away, but it's chested down here. Volleyed up into the air. Tinker's trying to contest it, but headed into the box. O'Connor heads out again. Morris will try to turn. He's trying to clear it, but Ilkeston win it back. Then Tinker gets it. He's brought down. Free kick, Stocksbridge. Is that going to be that? 6 minutes of 4 minutes at a time have now elapsed. And we're just waiting for that whistle at this point. Gainsborough have equalised against Prescott. Jonathan Margetts has scored, and Stockton have won it in the 97th minute against Lancaster. Lewis King, the scorer. Townsend's going to take this free kick. Ball forward. And that is like the Steels have won! The first win under interim manager Jordan Lemon. It comes from a set piece. Elliot Owen heading in at the far post. And then they've held on amongst an Ilkeston barrage for the Steels to win. Finally. And a goal as well. Thank you very much. Many years ago, you'd be heading down to Ilkeston for an American adventure. Now, you're heading here for a Northern Premier League adventure. The Steels continuing it, though it has hit the Rapids at the moment, as the Steels have been in poor form, not even scored in the last 5 games. That might be helped by someone who's on the bench. Luke Rawson. For the Steels, there's no changes from Saturday's defeat to Marine. It's Ben Townsend in goal. Tom Charles, Jack Tinker, Curtis Turner the captain, Elliot Owen, Paul Eagledon, Danny Deakin, Sam Kay, Alf Wilkinson, James Morris and Connor Smythe. On the bench, Oliver Grangelak could make his return from injury, Alex O'Connor, Alfie Bradshaw could make his debut after his loan from Nottingham Forest, which we will tell you more details about after the game, Luke Rawson and Zach Jaggy Yelka. Ball's back here for Jordan Stevens to take. Very central position, and lofts it towards far side. Eagledon heads away, but only to the edge of the area, where it'll be volleyed well over there by Colin Daniel. After being part of the Farser Celtic debacle last year. Townsend tries to get it to the right, but Owen heads it into the middle. No one's there for it, but Smythe, well contested by Smythe. Gets out to left to Morris. He's back to goal at the moment on the edge of the area, being forced backward. Finds Kay on the overlap. Kay needs a chance for a cross, slips it forward to Deakin, maybe being a bit too pretty there, goes back to Morris who puts it in the middle, goes through, header there from Wilkinson, saved by Roberts. Wilkinson just couldn't get the power onto his header. Boots it upfield, looking long, Eagledon will look to get it away, over the top, Owen will get it away, but then returned by 4-0. Charles will collect it, back to Townsend. Well, it's going sideways, that could be easy, and then Townsend's ball forward is blocked. He goes out for a throw-in in the... Actually, I said he's going to go for a throw-in. I think the rain has made the AstroTurf just slow up a bit, and now Yumby's on the ball. Yumby gets it back, he's looking for a shot. We know how powerful those shots can be. As he gets it out to the right now, to Brandy, former Manchester United man. Back to Yumby, Yumby takes a shot, and it goes all the way to Townsend. Launches it long Townsend, and Morris just drops in, comes off his back, but okay, well in from Smythe, and Wilton tried something with the ball well off, but it will be given as a goal kick. Defence do look like they can be attacked. Tinker to okay, back to Tinker, right foot forward, looking here for Morris, but headed away before it can make it to him. Brandy trying to get it, but well run by Deakin, gets out to the right to Morris, got a bit of space on the right wing, turning in, puts the cross in. Smythe tried to gamble on it, but it was blocked and cleared away. Now out to the edge of the area, Deakin gets it forward, Smythe trying to bring it and turn it. Shots weak and will be easy for Roberts. Smythe, I think, took a bit of damage going down. A few weeks ago, they probably may turn that into a goal, but still a bit nervous in this area, seeing they've not scored in a long time now. Here comes the cross in, headed away. And now Stocksbridge get the ball back, goes to Smythe. Smythe is going to try the shot. It's a good looking shot, but straight at Roberts. Hello Caroline Frost, listening from work. Come on Stocky. Thank you to Lee from our sponsor Graphics for helping out some of our sound issues earlier on in the match. Ball forward, headed away by Owen. Falls nicely for Brandy on the left hand side, takes a shot, gets the shot all wrong, goal kick. And behind him, and now quickly taken thrown by Morris, trying to take advantage, but Daniel's done well to get back. It was a nice idea. Morris has just intercepted. Morris here, he wants a run, he's going to try and go himself for a bit, but then I think the footing just stopped his run going forward. He's still, he's got the ball, almost got it back, and he said he's going to leave it here for Tinker. Tinker's going to take the shot, and it's wide, and Jack Tinker, who only scored his first. Here comes, into the middle, head away, and the near post, high up into the air. Wilson will volley it right back to Deakin, high left one towards the far post, header towards goal, and it goes in! Stocksbridge have ended the duck! On a day where the weather's fit for the duck, and I think it might be Elliot Owen there who's got the header, or is it Paul Eagledon? But the Steels have taken the lead. It's ball forward. That was Owen there who just couldn't get head onto it, and Ilkeston will clear it downfield. Forward, nice knock on there by Ilkeston, and forward they go. Oh, Blaze, good ball forward. Ilkeston with a chance here, takes a shot, well saved there by the feet. Fox with a chance, headed forward. Ilkeston also plays it, plumbed in, and somehow wide. It was a big chance for Ilkeston, the Steels survive. 2 yards away from the box. Right for the ball towards the near post, headed away. It's good defending from Ilkeston. Another good head away. Deakin lines up, volleys towards the right. No one's there though, and it will just bounce out for a goal kick. 80 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to the Steels. Launch forward here, looking for Rawson. Rawson will head it to the left, and it goes here to Morris, but it's a good tackle. Morris will get it. Morris takes a shot, takes an effort, just wide from James Morris. So close, it's the initial tackle. Get the direction he'd have wanted to. Tinker's just been beat on that right wing there, and now Ilkeston come forward. And the play out towards the right to Fox, and then being pressed back by Eagledon, and they've got through a few players here. Ilkeston coming, shot, and wide. I think, did it take a block? The referee says otherwise. Forward to Rawson. Rawson trying to hold on to it, and he does get it, trying to slip through. Flip back here. Yep. O'Connor trying to take a shot, and he lofted it high and wide. Coming on. Headed towards the side, but collected there by Minkley, who will clear it away. Owen will return it with the header. Headed by O'Carey, and then volleyed away. Charles only turns it back to the field, but then Charles almost gets in, he clips his man down. I think advantage has been given here as Yumby gets it down the left. Eagledon's the man meeting him. Ilkeston have an opportunity here. Cross to a near post, Townsend claims. How important was that? I'd say Roberts. Roberts chipped towards the far side. Headed up and still into the box. Owen will head it away, but it's chested down here. Volleyed up into the air. Tinker's trying to contest it, but headed into the box. O'Connor heads out again. Morris will try to turn. He's trying to clear it, but Ilkeston win it back. Then Tinker gets it. He's brought down. Free kick, Stocksbridge. Is that going to be that? 6 minutes of 4 minutes at a time have now elapsed. And we're just waiting for that whistle at this point. Gainsborough have equalised against Prescott. Jonathan Margetts has scored, and Stockton have won it in the 97th minute against Lancaster. Lewis King, the scorer. Townsend's going to take this free kick. Ball forward. And that is that! The Steels have won! The first win under interim manager Jordan Lemon. It comes from a set piece. Elliot Owen headed. Hello and welcome back to Hillsborough for this match between Sheffield Wednesday and Stocksbridge Park Steels. I'm your commentator Adam Allcroft. This commentary has been sponsored by R&R Car and Van Hire. And well, it's been a longer half time than we expected. The referee, Ashley Royston's picked up an injury and we had to find another referee from the crowd filling as a linesman, with one of the assistant referees now being promoted to full referee. But we are now ready to go for the second half. 2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday, 2 goals, one from Paul McGee, one from Devlin Moses, put them 2 up, but James Morris did get one back with that header, so it's 2-1 here. The Steels will be looking to come back and claim the place in the quarter-finals. So, here we go for the second half. Sheffield Wednesday get us underway in the blue and white striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks, kicking from left to right towards the Kop, while Stocksbridge Park Steels are in the claret and blue claret shorts and claret socks, going from right to left towards the Leppings lane. Ball being flipped through to Eagleton to Moses. Moses sideways, deflection into Townsend's arm. Early promise from Sheffield Wednesday though. That's a bit of a frightener for the Steels to show that they're not going to have their own way as they go forward and trying to get back into this. Ball forward, head on by Rawson. Morris tries to track, he's got control of it, he's trying to go down the left, being held up. Tackle goes in, throwing to Stocksbridge as Tinker goes up to take it. So Tinker with the throw in here on the left hand side. Tries to throw it over the top to Rawson, who's pulled on towards the left hand corner. He's trying to roll away with 2 men on him. Eventually he's running down, he will go out for a Wednesday throw in. Rawson didn't do as well as he would have wanted to there. Rawson will need to use a bit more physicality in this game. When you've got grown players, essentially, that's what you need to use if you want to beat the quicker, more technical youngsters. Ball forward, close round ball from Sheffield Wednesday. It's a substitute actually. It's come on for Sheffield Wednesday. We've just not really noticed beforehand. It's Adorn Sapala that has come on, and he's given away a free kick with his first touch. His first touch with his hand. Alex O'Connor will stand to take this free kick. They have shown danger and threat from these set pieces. Can they equalise early on? Here comes the ball very low and headed away. Not as high as he wanted to do. Charles will return it towards the left hand side, but cleared away if we can make it to O'Connor. Townsend's racing through the first one on. He's way out for his goal. He'll boot that one away. O'Connor will look to take it down, but just bounces a bit too ahead of him. Then it's headed out and goes out for a Wednesday throw-in. Back out here for Tinker, who launched it long. Look for Rawson, heads it back for Morris, brings it down. Got 2 men round him, loses the ball, cleared away. Owen looks to win the header. Gets a bit of afters from Devlin Moses for his word, and it will be a free kick to Stocksbridge. So O'Connor again will take it further out this one. Still towards the left here, closest here to the south stand that we're sitting in. We're looking at the north stand with just the letters NS there. Standing for north stand. As O'Connor. Rifle ball much better here. Trip towards that far side. Headed across, goal by one of the own Wednesday defenders. It will be a corner kick for the Steels, who have started off very brightly indeed in this second half. O'Connor again with another corner. He's the third choice corner taker, but his deliveries have been mixed, but one of them did lead to the goal. So here comes the corner. Looking for the pass. A really good set piece. Flicked on by Eagleton. No one there. He will go for a goal kick. So the substitution is that Junior Kamwa has been taken off. He's been replaced by Adorn Sapala. As the free kick was taken actually by the defender, you're passing it to Charles. Ball cleared away, and Tinker gets it first. Tried to get fine K, but I think didn't get really his foot round it like he wanted to. It's Sapala on the ball. Ball forward, head away by Eagleton. Will find Bradshaw, who's trying to turn out of trouble. Back to Charlesworth. Looking for some space, and he'll go down the channel here for Grezlak. Grezlak on the right wing at the moment. Back with Charlesworth it goes. Ball towards the right, no, and the offside flag is up on Grezlak, and that stops that attack. Right start for the Steels so far, though, who have, well, I think the main aim is trying not to get more possession of the ball. Yes, it's what you do with the ball that matters, but it doesn't really help when you've only got 30% of it at most in that first half. Oh, and side tackle, almost got the legs, and Sapala miscontrols and goes eventually out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. Sapala, the Northern Irish 18-year-old. Back to Tinker. Back to Owen, who just knocks it forward, but it's just going to end up going out for a throw. Still on this left side. Feels like everything's being played right close to us here on this side, closest to the south. Back to Charles, who will not keep a clean sheet against Stocksbridge today, having been beaten by James Morris's header in the first half. Finds a short one to Thornton. Thornton loses it here. Morris turns. Rawson's here to play in, but eventually Morris is going to go on his own. Takes a shot, curls, deflects selection. Charles is racing out to front to go out for a corner. Just about gets to it with a sliding challenge, and now it's Harry Evers on the left-hand side with some space. I wonder why Morris didn't slip through Rawson there, who would have been cleaning for a one-on-one. It's a great turn there from Bayliss down the left as well, who's now moved into space. Bayliss goes sideways here. Evers has to check his run, and then Kay is able to get in. Kay going down the right. Grezlak fast forward here, looking for Morris, but ahead of him, and it will be passed back to Charles. Now forward up through Thornton, allows Owen to get to it. Now Rawson gets it back to Kay. Kay just didn't get hold of the ball like he wanted to, and he's lost it now. He will try and win it back, but out to the right it goes. Takes a flick pass, and Owen will intercept. Owen forward to Morris, trying to get it forward, but then loses the ball, and it's Granger who passes it back into midfield, and now here comes Wednesday forward, and they've got some space to move into now. Forward to Moses. Moses on the edge of the area, gets past one, and then a fantastic tackle from Tinker stopped Devlin Moses from going through to score the third of the game. So just quickly get it out, and Emery wins that header. Will go out towards the right and kept in by Sapala. Into the middle. Back out to Sapala. Now in the midfield again, and back again to Sapala, who's trying to get on the ball quite a bit after a few early shaky moments. Ball currently with Pierce Charles. Ball forward and knocked forward to Moses, back into midfield, and finds Bayliss, who then finds Thornton. Great ball to the left here. Ball from Evers across, and it's O'Connor. No one there in the middle for Sheffield Wednesday. It's a much more open game than it was in the first half. Really good break from Sheffield Wednesday. Just lacked that person in the middle to finish it all off. Ball back into defence, and then Charles, who takes the touch. Makes his time with it, and forward here to Granger, who's dropped very deep. Back it goes to Evers, and then all the way back to Charles again. And just taking his time, as I think Wednesday wants to get in that rhythm that they were in the first half, where they kept Stocksbridge at arm's length and kept the possession. Forward to Moses, the tackle goes in, and here it seems to be Bradshaw. He's been forced out to the left. He's been forced backwards, Bradshaw. Some good work from him. He'll get back to Townsend, who takes the touch. Ball long, looking for Rawson, but he'll be headed away. Back into Kay's path. Kay, light touch over to the left to Morris. Back to Tinker. Still in Wednesday's half at the moment, but it's a bit congested. So it's going to go back to Owen. Charles was calling for a bit. He said Owen's going to go direct, looking for Grezlak. Grezlak wins it. Rawson, I don't think just tracked it in there, but he's just won it off a touch off Emery. Rawson should get off back to Morris. Morris wants it on his right, but he's been forced out in the box. Back to Bradshaw. Bradshaw opens his body up sideways here to O'Connor. Charles with his option on the right. O'Connor's going to go on his own. He takes a shot. It's high, wide, and into the Leopards Lane stand. O'Connor saw his aiming glory there. Perhaps the better option was on his right with Tom Charlesworth. Frustrating. It was good play there from the Steels.
back with, well, with Cole McGee taking the goal kick. Takes it short, back in two ships in now, back to Charles, playing Ringer Rose with Rawson at the moment. Ball forward here to Granger's, one touch pass, just evades, everyone goes back to Kay, wins it. Now forward here, Bradshaw takes a shot, low, just wide from Alfie Bradshaw. It's the right choice. It's a well hit strike and it just ends up curling wide of that post on the left. Charles will hope he had that covered, but it's better from the Steels. Back with Charles now. He sends it long. Moses, great hold-up play from Moses. Eagledon though did enough to delay him and allow Owen to get in. Back with Townsend. Townsend now will launch it long. He's looking for, well, since it's over his head, and it's going to go over everyone until Morris collects it on the left wing. Can he find the cross? Trying to get it back to Kay. Now to Tinker. Just needs to cross this. Cross looking for the far post. Charles coming out to claim. Charles drops it. Hit by Bradshaw. It's over the bar. There was a foul on Charles anyway. Bradshaw probably will be thinking, I think Bradshaw needs to learn he needs to get his body over the ball before he takes the effort. But Charles had gone for it, dropped it, and I think he got a bit of a let-off from the referee on that one. So back with Charles now. It's short to Granger, who's dropping deeper and deeper in this game. Back with Charles again. Forward, and Stocksbridge pressing worked well as it's just passed right out of play. The Steels are in control at the moment and they just need to make the most of it with a goal. Tinker with the throw-in. Down to the left here. Bradshaw picks it up, knocks it off his man. It's another throw for the Steels. I wonder if we're going to see Jet Tinker's long throw. We don't see it very often. But it'd be a good time to see it, I think. 55 minutes gone, 2-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. It looks like it will be the long throw. Elliot Owen has gone up. I didn't really see this when Ian Richards was manager, but I've seen it a bit more since John Lemon's interim management. Lemon launching it long towards the near post. It bounces awkwardly and eventually Wednesday clear. Bounce away from the goal, thankfully, for the home team. Townsend will collect this as it stays in play towards the side closest to us. He's trying to switch it over to the far side, and Eagledon's one trying to win the header, headed on. That's the right, ricochets, slip. Eagledon takes a finish. What a finish from Paul Eagledon! That's not a finish from a centre-back. That's a finish from a striker. Absolutely brilliant from the former Hull City man. It's come to him on the edge of the area. It's a curling shot. Beats Pierce Charles. What a goal from Paul Eagledon. It's 2-2 here. When did he have that in his locker? 2-2 here as the Steels have levelled it against Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Sheffield Wednesday get us back underway. Paul Eagledon, the man who has equalised, and if the dubious goal committee might give him a second later on. Ball going long. Tinker will get it away and knocked on by Owen, but it just gives it back, and Owen will need to get back in position really as it's with Thornton now. Ball forward, it's a great ball forward. Baelish just can't get the touch on it, Townsend claims. It's 2-2 here, Townsend knocking it long, looking for Rawson. He heads it on. Grayslake trying to get the better of his man. Charles out quickly. Good work from Pierce Charles there. Quickly out. I think it was the shoulder injury, so it wasn't his legs that were the problem with the injury. I think the movement is arms he'll have to work on. Back out to the left. Stockbridge look at the press. They've done really well in this second half, and well in from Bradshaw trying to find Morris for the first time pass, but intercepted. Now a big diagonal here. Look for Sapala, but it will end up going out. I think Townsend's going to pick it up before it goes out. And he takes it back into his box. So Ball long from Townsend, looking for Rawson. Rawson can only head it backwards and cleared away, but only for Tinker. Tinker trying to get down that left, forward to Morris, back to Kay. Kay back to Owen. And then all the way back to Eagledon. Owen takes the touch. Left foot forward, forward. Look at that run of Tinker, but too far ahead of him. Charles will pick it up. Now we're at 2-2. It's probably worth mentioning that if this does finish level, after 90 minutes, it will go straight to a penalty shootout. Pierce Charles has won a few of those. In fact, his last game, well, the game he picked up his injury was in a penalty shootout. So that might actually be a bit of a concern for Sheffield Wednesday. They do have another keeper on the bench. As Rawson, great pass out to the right. Bradshaw on the right with plenty of space. Can he get the cross in? He's facing up with McGee. Into the box on the right hand side. Tries to send it low, blocked, and then it's going to go to Johnson, who clears out, but only as far as Kay. Distributes it back out to the right. O'Connor, back to Charlesworth. Takes a good touch in the inside. He's got a few options now. O'Connor's making the run on the right. Look to find O'Connor. O'Connor's offside. Low pass in would have been great for Rawson, but the flag was up beforehand. Pass should have gone off about half a second earlier. So back for the free kick here for Sheffield Wednesday. Charles on the ball. Short to Thornton. Then back to Charles. Taking the touch and taking his time. Rawson hovering. It's a short pass forward, and he always seems to find his man even though you panic a bit. Owen has got it though. It's went back with Stocksbridge. Morris here, got a man in front of him. We'll have to go back to O'Connor. He goes sideways. Charlesworth sold him a bit short. Charlesworth now has to go back to Townsend. Takes the touch. We'll send it long. Grejlak's offside, so can't really do anything with that as Evers heads it back into defence. And Grejlak trying to harass. Back again with Charles. Charles just has it within the centre circle of his box. Sending it long. Looking for Bayliss, and he's picked it up well, kept it in well on the right hand side, well in there from Eagledon. Goes out for a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in, and they'll look to try and keep this into Stocksbridge half for a moment. Tapala's going over to take this throw-in. Throws it short and then to the right and finds Tapala, because Tapala is offside. I think we had like one offside during the entirety of the second half, and we've had like 3 or 4 already in this one. Looks like Alfie Wilkinson's preparing to come on for Sheffield Wednesday, for Stocksbridge Foxteals, I'm sorry. That is Stocksbridge trying to really press home this advantage that they've got at the moment. They are dominating the game since the start of this second half. They've got 1 goal for it, but if they want to avoid that dreaded penalty shootout, they need more. But Wednesday are going to make their substitutes first. Denny Oliver and Joel Akpobi are coming on. The question is, who's going off? Well, one of them is Rio Shipston, and the other lad going off is Will Granger. A bit of a surprise, Will Granger going off. Very impressive first half for him. So that's Akpobi and Oliver coming on. Ball forward. Morris tries to head it back, but it will go out. Actually, last touch coming from a Wednesday player. So Wednesday trying to play it around. Morris will loft it into the middle. Tinker wins the header forward. Rawson heads it on. Tinker trying to get onto it. The foot was on for Grejlak. Morris slides to, well, not just about stopping out for a goal kick, but it will be a throw-in for Wednesday. Still waiting to see Alfie Wilkinson come on. It looks like he's going to be replacing Alfie Bradshaw. I'm interested to see what that means for the Stocksbridge shape. Oh, Lord, forward, but it's just going to go right out of play. It's an incredibly poor throw-in. So 2-2 here at Hillsborough. Stocksbridge Park Steelers have come from 2 goals back and 64 minutes have gone. There's 26 for a winner to be had here. Tinker out finding Rawson, who can't get to it. It's blocked before it gets to him. Cleared away, another throw-in for Stocksbridge, who are doing well. They get it, keeping the ball in the right areas at the moment. And are having a great game, by the way. 4-0 against Harrogate Railway. It's an Alfie on for an Alfie. As Alfie Wilkinson makes his way on, and Alfie Bradshaw comes off. Alfie Wilkinson is one of the players that hasn't been in an academy. He's mostly been at Golcar United, so an incredible opportunity to play at the stadium. It's going to be a long throw from Jack Tinker, it looks like, as well. Here comes Tinker's long throw, right in the bottom. Wilson trying to get to it. It was pushed headed into the 6-yard area. Charles claims no one gambled on that making it. Charles is quickly trying to get it out to Bayliss, but well intercepted by O'Connor. O'Connor forward, but that is intercepted there. Good work from number 4, Reece Johnson. But Stocksbridge won it back again. Charles this time going down the right. Second stride. Here comes the crossing, looking for Rawson. Cleared away by Emery into the middle. Wilkinson takes his first few touches, but loses the ball, trying to win it now back off at Poby, but Poby will carry it away. And now here well goes down the left side. Tackle goes in back to Townsend, who can just lump it right back to where it came. Headed on by Wilkinson, who's taken place in central midfield, and he's gone down under a shunt in the bank, and it will be a free kick. So Townsend's going to take this free kick, and it's set pieces where Stocksbridge have really excelled. Townsend, he shouted it for Elliott beforehand, and that's who he's aiming at. Elliott wins a header. Eagledon trying to get to it, head away before he can get to him. Kay heads it right back. Eagledon flicks it on, head away at the edge of the area. Wilson brings it down, tries to get it to right. Tackle goes in, but will be kept here. But Grejlak keeps it going. Back to Charlesworth. He looks for the switch here to Owen at the left wing, but that's a touch of a defender as it goes out for a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in. Back here for Sapala to take the throw-in. Thrown forward and tried to be brought down there by Bayliss, but it came out off him and out for a Stocksbridge throw. Some more substitutes. Danny Deakin and Connor Smythe are about to make their way on. Smythe is going to replace Sam Kay. He's going to go into the centre of midfield, it seems. Normally plays at left back, but we have seen him in midfield before. And Alex O'Connor will be coming off for Danny Deakin. Deakin was a bright light in Sheffield United's academy. Didn't make it, but he was in the same class as Harry Maguire. Actually, it was his carpool from Mosborough to Shirecliff's training ground, and then eventually would end up going to college in America and being drafted by Orlando City, playing alongside Kaka and Antonio Nocerino. It's a bit different now, but though perhaps playing here at Hillsborough is a reminder of the glamour, though I think as a big Sheffield United fan as well, he would like to really upset the Owls fans here. And those of you who are listening to the commentary, and thank you very much to those of you who are. Well, will go out with another Wednesday throwing on the halfway line. Back out the right here, he is with Sapali, who throws it forward here to Poby. It's not a great pass, and Grejlak, first time pass, trying to find Rawson. Back to Morris, now looking for Deakin, but intercepts before it makes it to him, and it's back with Emery. Now back in defence with McGee. Ball forward, head away by Eagledon. Brought down by Smythe, who's taken that defensive midfield role for Stocksbridge in the 4-3-3. Ball going long, Rawson tried to head it on, it just didn't go into the way he wanted it to. Grejlak still chasing though as it was back with Emery, out to the left now, back with Johnson. Well in from Charlesworth. Can he keep it in, Charles? No, he can't, it goes out for a throw-in. Great challenge from him nonetheless, but Wednesday will get the ball back throwing, who have settled down a bit after the first 15 minutes, just letting Stocksbridge do whatever they like, it felt like. On the left here. Launched forward, headed away. Deacon tries to contest, but he loses that contest. It's knocked away. Smythe can only head it backwards. Owen will get back to Townsend after his shout was heard. Takes his time over it for launching it long. He's looking for Rawson. Headed on and then tried to knock it round was Wilkinson. Back to Rawson. Out to the right. Onside still is Greshlat. Tries to get it onto his left. Puts the ball in. Makes its way through. Morris just doesn't get the control on it. And ball dribbles back to Charles. I think Stocksbridge have made all the... Well, Tommy Marshall's the last attacking substitute they could make to try and go for a winner with 20 minutes remaining. Lovely one-touch passing from Wednesday as he just slipped it through back to Thornton. Now over to the left, but well cut out by Charlesworth, who's going to look to turn this into attack. Charlesworth charging down the right wing. Here comes the right back, putting the low ball in. It's intercepted by McGee. Looking for Rawson in the middle, needed more pace on that if it wanted to beat the defender, who has had a very good game for the Owls. Ball forward, and it's a really good ball to Moses. Moses has drifted between the lines. Moses here looking for the shot. Takes a shot blocked by Owen. It's a corner kick to Wednesday. But Moses has done really well to carry that half the way through the Stocksbridge half. Stocksbridge did concede from the corner early on in that first half. They don't want that to happen again. So ball back for a corner kick. So, with a right-footed corner. Good look right in the 6-yard area. Eagledon heads it away, uncontested. Wednesday will pick it back up on the right here through Sapala. Back out to Akpobi. Akpobi looking to turn. He's going down the right. Bit of tricky play. Akpobi has a bit about him. Through into the middle. Touched away. Back it goes to Oliver. Sideways. Here comes a long-range shot. Hell of a goal. It's 3-2 Wednesday. I think that might be Jarvis Thornton. Yes, it was Jarvis Thornton with a goal. And Wednesday, against the run of play really, are back ahead. And Wednesday and Stocksbridge have to start from the beginning again. Really frustrating for Stocksbridge, who, have been the better team in this second half. But, they've just been punished here by Sheffield Wednesday. And now it's 3-2 to the Owls. Well, this is an interesting one. Ben Townsend is coming off, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, to be replaced by Mikey Roxburgh. It doesn't look like he's got an injury or anything. Unless there's something we don't know. He looks alright running off Townsend. And you would have thought that had this go to a penalty shootout, which might be more likely now for Stocksbridge. They'd have to keep Townsend, who's done so well from them, on the pitch. An interesting one with 17 minutes to go. Stocksbridge trying to get it down the right. Ball through, and then Stocksbridge bursts it forward here. Ball into the middle looking for Rawson, cleared away for can make it to him, and then Wilson didn't commit to that and won't get to the ball because of it, but he will get it now. Out to the right again to Deakin. Deakin moves away from trouble. Left foot forward trying to get the ball in, but intercepted by Denny Oliver. Ball forward. Wednesday have to keep it in possession as they'll look to hold on to this. Rawson's won it though on the right hand side. Slips though and will go out for a Wednesday throw in. 3-2 to Sheffield Wednesday. A great goal from Jarvis Thornton. Townsend had no chance with that. As Stocksbridge press in defence, gets it out to Sapala. And then here come Wednesday. The space has opened up. Wilson just let them have that. Switched over to the left here. and then going down under challenge, and it's not enough for a foul there. As Deakin wins the ball. Forward to Charlesworth, back to Deakin. He's gone down now, and he's trying to make sure he keeps the ball, and he does. Back to Eagledon. He's the one who levelled this game for Stocksbridge. He's launched it forward for Rawson. He's been ragged around a bit, the striker, but as it will now go back to the keeper. Pass forward now. That's not trying to win it high up, and almost win it high up. But Owls keep the ball now with Sapala. Tinker pressing. And back to Charles. Charles lays it short to Oliver, and he's losing the ball there, and it's going to be a foul for Stocksbridge because as Oliver lost the ball, he's ragged down his man, and it will be a free kick from about 25 yards out. So can the Steels bring it back again with 15 minutes to go? Quite a few standing over there. James Morris is one of them. We haven't seen him take a free kick. But Danny Deakin is the normal free kick taker, and he's now over it. In front of the Leppins Lane stand, where I believe he was a few weeks ago, cheering on his beloved Blades. Here comes Deakin. Takes a free kick. It's on target. Charles saves it and palms it up into the air and then claims it at the second attempt. He was on target. Just didn't have the speed move to beat Piers Charles. Wonder, would that have beaten a non-league goalkeeper? Only 14 minutes for Stocksbridge to get it back here. Ball's in the midfield now for Wednesday, and they've just passed through quite easily here as it's Bayliss running at his man. He's going to slip through Moses, who's on the left-hand side of the box. He has to bring it back to Evers on the left-hand side. Now to Johnson, back to Evers again. Evers, he's trying to move it onto his right, now into the middle to Sapala. Breaks into a bit of space here, and out to the right to Poby, who's tricking us in the corner that led to the goal that currently is in the lead. And then eventually Tinker gets down, he gets a trick Tinker as he was coming out with it. And now we'll clear the ball upfield, looking for Rawson. Chests it down. Wilson lost one over, looking for Grejlak. Grejlak's having a brilliant battle here, but he ends up losing out on that one to Oliver. Back it goes to Charles, and Charles short pass, calm as anything under pressure from Wilkinson. Back out to left, ball forward, looking for that run of Moses, and then Eagledon will win it and gets back to Roxburgh, and his first touch is a clearance well out of the area and won by Johnson. Ends up being won back by Stocksbridge with Eagledon. Now to the right, Charlesworth. Stocksbridge needs to start throwing things forward, and it's a switch over to the left, and it's a really good switch here. Now to Smythe. Smythe, big length for footwork, back it out, across into the middle, a look for Rawson. Rawson takes a shot, fires it, 3-3! Lou Rawson has equalised! Wednesday's defending will disappoint Giles Coke in the touchline. They were slow to everything there. Rawson had about 2 or 3 touches before he fired it, but Rawson has the equaliser. It's game on again here. It's becoming a bit of a thriller here at Hillsborough. Well worth your fiver for getting in. And now, well, the question is, that choice of bringing Roxburgh on, who I've never seen a penalty, when it could well be a penalty shootout in 12 minutes' time. Stocksbridge haven't scored more than 1 goal since Ian Richards left the club for Guiseley. They've scored 3 tonight. As here come Wednesday charging forward, who did score a last-minute winner to get to this round against Hemsworth. At Poby, trying to fight for the ball. Brilliant work rate from at Poby. As it goes back now to Oliver. Back into defensive midfield here with Thornton. Out across now to Johnson. Now Evers. Into the middle. Moses gets a bit of a push in the back, but no foul given by the referee, and then loses the ball to Eagledon. Back to Charlesworth, who has to face his keeper. Pass back to Roxburgh, who will boot that one away under some serious pressure. Rawson will challenge for it. Wilson ends up heading on. Morris tries to get to it and head away by Memory. Almost puts it right back to Rawson. As Rawson wins the ball high up. Can Stocksbridge go forward now? Rawson on the right. Trying to find some pace in the middle. Back it goes to Wilkinson. Wednesday have the players back. Wilkinson evades a challenge well. Gets it back to Charles from the right. Great work from Wilkinson. Can he find someone in the middle? And almost into the own net by Cole McGee. It will be a corner kick for the Steels. Stocksbridge fans are getting loud here. Coming a bit of a classic, this. As Deakin, Stocksbridge's set-piece specialist, will take this. Owen and Eagledon are heading up. Wednesday's defending needs to be on top form, into the middle. Wilson gets a header, took a bit of inflection there, it goes out, and it'll be another corner kick. There was appeals for a handball there on Harry Evers, but the referee did not give that. Here comes another corner, looking for that in the middle. Strong header, Adam. Great save, Pierce Charles! And then it goes out for a goal kick after Wilson closes it down. That's one, Pierce Charles there. If you were listening just to hear about how his recovery is going, it's just proved it's going really well. It's a brilliant diving header from Elliot Owen's powerful header. It remains 3-3 here, and that is thanks to the Northern Ireland International. Let's play it down here. As Tommy Marshall's about to make his way on for the Steels. He's not sure who he's coming on for yet. Actually, Tommy Marshall will not be heading on just yet. He's going to go back to the technical area. He'll have about 9 minutes plus whatever added we get to impress. As one of the Wednesday defenders, we just haven't been able to identify yet. I think it might well be Cole McGee. Just heading off, holding his head, which is a real blow. I think if he goes off, you'll see Jacob Jessup replace him. They do have a like for like in what's going to be a massive 10 minutes for both these teams. And I think it'll be a 10 minutes that teaches these Sheffield Wednesday youngsters more than they probably ever do in the development leagues. And it is Cole McGee who, holding his head, will not be returning to this game and heading back to the dressing room. Elliot Owen is also having to get a bit of treatment in the Stocksbridge defence. So a bit of a breather before I think we're going to a bit of a breathneck final 10. Well, we're going to have plenty out of time just because of, well, the stoppage we've got now. I think by the way, we had this substitute official take the linesman. I think it's the guy closest to me, and to be honest, he hasn't got a thing wrong. So it will be Jacob Jessup coming on for Cole McGee, as we theorised it would be. Cole McGee has scored the opening goal in this game. It'll be a direct replacement, and we'll look to help us. We'll try and help Sheffield Wednesday go and win this game because they want to get back that lead. Stocksbridge haven't led in this game, but it is 3-3 now. But we hope that Elliot Owen can continue because there is no more. Well, Tommy Marshall is the only substitute left for Stocksbridge. You'd imagine you'd see Connor Smythe go into centre back. So treatment continuing here at Hillsborough. There's just a bit of a hush has come across at Hillsborough while we've got this delay. The atmosphere was quite heating up fairly a bit, even though obviously it's about 1,000 I'd say here in this, here in the south stand below us. Here we're in the family stand above them. So one day it'd be great to be here for the Sheffield Senior Cup final, where it could well be this year, has been for the last 2 years. While we have this break play, I do want to make a plea for all the Sheffield Wednesday fans who are listening. we'd love to see you at Bracken more over the next few months for have your support. We're struggling a bit, to be honest. We're in the relegation zone in the Northern Premier League Premier Division, and having gone through a managerial departure last month, hopefully we'll see a new manager or that position secured over the next week or two. But we've got a game on Saturday against Stockton Town, so I haven't checked if Sheffield Wednesday are at home. Let's have a look at that. Sheffield Wednesday, I can see, are away at Eat because they're away at Blackburn Rovers. So if you're not going to that one, you can't get the away tickets, come down to Brecon Moor, enjoy some live football. It's great fun. You'll really enjoy it. And trust me, non-league football, you will fall in love with it because it's such a pure, distilled version of the game. Well, Elliot Owen has got his Terry Butcher style bandage on, so we're going to get underway here with the goal kick. We're at 85 minutes. I think that stoppage happened when we were on like 81, so we could end up with about 6 or 7 minutes of added time. Well, we'll go back to Charles. Stocksbridge trying to press, but then they're laying off press. Deakin will step back from it. Ball going long over the top towards Moses, stretching for the header. Iggulden struggles to deal with that bouncing ball, but he will get it back to Roxburgh, who takes the touch, gets it forward, and Smythe, not one touch pass back to Charlesworth. Forward to Rawson, who tries to get it towards the right, but Grejlak had already committed. Back in defence, Tommy Marshall will expect to ulti on soon. See the board is ready for him. Wonder if that'll be replacing Oliver Grejlak. Back with Charles now. Launching it forward from Moses. It's headed on, and Roxburgh's going to have to rush out to this one, and he will do. I think that long injury break has took a bit of the sting that was starting to build up in this game, a bit of the momentum that both sides, if they want to avoid penalties, they've got to go for it. Stockbridge have won a penalty shootout already this season in Silsden, but it wasn't a particularly great one. Quite a few missed. Tom Charlesworth, the man who's a Wednesday fan here at right back, was the hero, scoring the winner in sudden death. And here comes Tommy Marshall. He is going to replace Oliver Grejlak as we expected earlier on. And that will add some pace down that right flank to finish this game off with. Forward and then cleared away by Wednesday. Charlesworth will return it back. Can Rawson win this header? He lets it go past Morris. Will get it down in the box on the left hand side. He needs a bit of help. He's got Deakin there. He will eventually find Deakin, who puts the cross in. Rawson lets it go past. Hit by Wilkinson. It's over. That should be 4-3. That was a big chance for Alfie Wilkinson, whose only goal for the Steels came in the first round of the Senior Cup against Parkgate. If he keeps that on target, it's 4-3, and the Steels could well have been heading to the next round. For Morris, we get a bit. Moses is down injured, so we are going to get a break in play. But the game will now resume as Moses back up and looking okay. Sheffield Wednesday only have one substitute left on the bench if they did have an injury, and that's the goalkeeper, Jack Phillips. Ball back with Deakin, who just launched it forward, looking for Rawson. That's a left hand. Wilson gets it before it goes out. Instead, he's going to leave it, and it'll be a corner kick. And that has led the Stocksbridge to try and bring up the noise a bit here in Hillsborough Stadium. I think there might be more Stocksbridge fans than Wednesday fans here tonight. I think Stocksbridge fans are the ones making the most noise. From a corner, Owen did force a brilliant save from Charles earlier. Here comes another corner. Look for that far post. Header from Iggulden over the bar! Iggulden close to his second. It was very, very close, that one. Charles was beaten. Stocksbridge are trying to make the most of the chances here before, as we are close to stoppage time now. A long ball forward, headed away by Charlesworth. Wilkinson will contest it, but head away if we can make it to him. Nice little flip through here to Bayliss, who charges forward. He could have the winner here, Bayliss. Bayliss, he's just lost track of it. Now he fires wide. Goal kick. I have liked Josh Bayliss tonight. He looks a nifty, clever little player who seems to not have the most pace of the players, but he seems to know exactly where to move to cause problems. Sometimes it's about how you move rather than how quickly you move. So the ball is back with Roxburgh, who goes long with it. A bit clumsy. I thought there might have been a handball in there, but Wednesday have now cleared. Tinker will head it away. Marshall's trying to get to it, but away from him. Goes to Smythe, who gets forward to Rawson, tries to get out wide, but ends up sending it all the way back to Charlesworth. Charlesworth goes to Wilkinson. Wilkinson, who wants to turn, but he's been forced to keep his back to the Wednesday goal. And now he's taken down, and nothing given. They want the free kick. Wednesday not going to get it. Eagleton just have the ball put through his legs, but pass is short, and Owen comes in and sweeps it up. Charlesworth back to Roxburgh. Roxburgh will launch it forward, looking for Rawson, who loses track of it after he heads it, and then gets it back, flicks it over the top. Can Morris bring it down? Morris gets the chest, but then Jessup does well. Morris wins it back in the box, back to goal, looking to turn and shoot. Tries to pass it back into midfield, blocked, but gets it back. Then back to Smythe, shot blocked, I think, by Morris, and now Akpobi will take it away. Out to the left now, and Wednesday, well, onto the counter-attack. Wilkinson's just missed with a lunging tackle. It's a poor pass, that's hit Tinker, but I think that challenge from Wilkinson, that would have, a very late one, has been penalised, and it's a free kick to Wednesday. We're about a minute into out of time. We haven't seen how much it is, but I'm going to estimate we're about 6 or 7 because of how long that stoppage was for the combination of McGee and Owens injuries. Ball forward here to Moses, being forced back into in his own half as it's back with Emery. Now to the left, back to McGee. To Emery, sorry. Now forward to the left, and Wednesday have a chance here, but then well cut out here by Charles. Gets it forward, and now Charles will try to clear it. He's been penned in a bit. Gives it back to Smythe, who just launches it away. Rawson will let it go to Morris. Outright to Marshall. Marshall doesn't get into control. Has to just pass it forward and keep it in, and in the end, a pass backwards on Wednesday is blocked by Morris. It will go back to Charles, who's able now to pick that up. Forward now to Emery. Play forward. Great first time pass there from Johnson. It's just a shame that his winger didn't anticipate it. A throw in for Stocksbridge. Sheffield Wednesday did win in the last minute against Emsworth to get to this round. They'll be thinking of that. And had to hold on. Stocksbridge had to hold on against Hallam FC. Charles of roll launch forward. Rawson will head it on. Marshall's looking to hold it up. Rawson gets touched back out to the right. Marshall taking over the ball. Cross in. It's easy enough for Charles, and Wilkinson was at the far post for it. It's the wrong type of cross. Quickly thrown out. Gets it to Akpobi, who's now going face to face to Tinker. Great tackle in by Tinker. Knocks it out of play for a throw. Looks like we're going to see a change. And it looks like Jack Phillips is going to replace Pierce Charles. I would suspect, with Pierce Charles still recovering from his shoulder injury, that shoulder injury was caused by the penalty shootout win against Bolton Wanderers back in August, that they don't want him to make that potentially aggravate it again and make it worse with a shootout. So the young Jack Phillips will head on. Of course, even with picking up that injury, Pierce Charles did win that shootout against Bolton. Now I think it's even Horvath who's picked up the penalty hero acclaim. Saved he didn't concede a single one against Leeds United here in Hillsborough back at the end of August. Ball forward, Tinker will head away, goes forward and then clear out. Smythe will win the header forward, but returned by Wednesday. Wilkinson gets it to the side. Deakin has it, gets it forward, looking for Rawson, headed away. Will go all the way to Evers, and it's too physical from Wilkinson Evers, and it will be a free kick. 4 minutes of added time have now gone. I suspect we have about 3 more to go. Both teams will be wanting a winner though before that. Off the left foot, slip through to Evers. Trying to get past, but Charles wins the ball. He ends up just dribbling out and getting back for a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in. 2 balls on the pitch, so we have to stop for a second. So Evers throws it back into midfield to Thornton, back in the midfield here. Switched over to Jacob Jessup, who's bringing it forward. He's got space, urged to shoot, but well, now instead give it to the right to Akpobi, who's looked quite lively in this game and goes horizontal in the box, misses a slide tackle. Now gets it all the way back to Evers on the left. First time pass blocked by Charles, but then rescued by Sapala. Sapala puts it through the legs of the defender, but then it's cleared away by Eagleton. Rawson looking to hold it up now, trying to get it to Marshall, but being held up there. Back to Deakin, and it actually too physical on Rawson. It's a free kick steals. 5 minutes gone of added time. And we've not seen the out of time board, but from my gathering, I reckon that we've got about 7. So Roxburgh will take this free kick and to try and get it forward. And can Stocksbridge nick a winner at the death? So Roxburgh, right foot forward, looking to get forward, and Rawson's the man who's going to try and win this header. Heads it on, flicks on, goes past Owen and then cleared away. Just didn't get the angle on the header. It's the end of 90 minutes. We will go to a penalty shootout. A real test for these youngsters now of Sheffield Wednesday, and a test for, well, the nerves of Stocksbridge, who aren't usually the ones who are probably favoured. A huge test as Roxburgh, who has never saved a penalty while at Stocksbridge, will face the youngster Jack Phillips as the 2 keepers. It'll be very interesting to see who will take them for each side. Been a thriller here. I think that stoppage that we had for the injuries between Owen and McGee kind of just took the sting out of it. Perhaps for the benefit of Sheffield Wednesday. Hey. We're just going to take a minute or 2 break. And we'll see you shortly. Hello, welcome to the commentary of Sheffield Wednesday versus Stocksbridge Park Seals in the Senior Cup. I'm commentator Adam Allcroft as we go to penalty kicks. Referees just summoned the players to come into the centre circle. We'll be deciding which end we're going to. I don't know if there's much advantage either end because there's no fans on either side here. Everyone is here in the middle of the south. So Stocksbridge Park Seals, last time they had a penalty shootout in the Sheffield Senior Cup, they went out. It was in the semi-finals against Pennison Church back in 2024. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday's senior team have had great luck in penalty shootouts here at Hill. So there was one over in Bolton, which they won with Pierce Charles, who was substituted towards the end. And then they beat Leeds United here 3-0 on penalties. So it will be taken in front of the Kop. So if you look at our scoreboard, we will tell you what set of round of penalties we're on in the middle, where you've been seeing the half, and we'll give you the score lines on left, obviously, as you would expect. As you can see, we've reset that to 0-0. Rocks. This is where I wonder if they might be going to get Ben Townsend's not the man in between the sticks. Stocksbridge will take the first penalty. Luke Rawson will be the man stepping up. He did miss his last penalty against Silsden in a shootout in the FA Trophy earlier this season. Can he improve on that? He did score the equaliser that's forced it to penalties. Rawson takes it. It's a great penalty. Rawson scores. So 1-0 to Wednesday with 1-0 to Stocksbridge, sorry, with penalty taken. Devlin Moses will be the man to take the first penalty for Sheffield Wednesday. It'll be interesting to see what the nerves are like of the Sheffield Wednesday team. I don't know how much the youngsters are taking the Senior Cup, how serious they are, how much it matters to them, but it's a big test for them. There's Moses, who's scored one today. Very tidy finish. Actually, pretty much from the penalty spot. A left-footed penalty for Moses, as he faces up with Roxburgh in front of the Kop. Takes a shot, sends Roxburgh the wrong way. It is 1-1 after one penalty each. James Morris will take the next penalty. He scored in the shootout against Silsden early in the season, but did miss a potential last-minute equalising penalty against Rushall Olympic a few weeks ago. He makes the longest walk in football. 2 of the last 3 seasons, Stocksbridge have gone out on penalty shootouts of this tournament. Here he takes a penalty, and he hits the bar! First blood to Wednesday. As James Morris tries to send it to the top corner, but sends it too high, clips the top of the bar and goes over. Sheffield Wednesday could take the advantage here. Looks like it's Harry Evers, I believe, to take it. Or is it? No, it's Jarvis Thornton to take this penalty. Here comes Thornton's penalty. It'll be a right-footed one. Takes it. Saved by Roxburgh! It's all even still. Morris missed his, it hit the bar and went over. Jarvis Thornton just had his save by Roxburgh. It's his first save in a Stocksbridge shirt. It looks like, I think that's Danny Deakin, who's preparing to take the third penalty. So Deakin here, the Sheffield United fan from their academy. Here comes Deakin. Takes a shot. That's saved! Phillips saves it to his left. 2 misses in a row for Stocksbridge. So now Wednesday again have another chance for the advantage. And just trying to see the number as it goes forward. And it looks like this is going to be Jacob Jessup, the centre-back, who probably didn't expect to get on, but it has done thanks to Cole McGee's injury. Can Roxburgh make another save? He goes right-footed. He does! It stays 1-1 after 3 penalties each. Connor Smythe will come up to take the next penalty. 2 saves from Roxburgh now. And Roxburgh is going to hand the ball over to Smythe. Actually, something that Ian Richards, the previous manager, mentioned is something he likes his teams to do. Now Smythe, will it be 3 penalty misses in a row for something much like Leeds United did here back at the end of August. Phillips is taking his time, getting back to line, just adjusting his socks. A bit of gamesmanship. Here comes Smythe, run up, hits it. Great penalty from Connor Smythe. It's 2-1 to the Steels. The chance to equalise is next for Sheffield Wednesday. On the other side, they're getting the lighting ready for the pitch to heat it back up again. They're in no rush. Well, they're in a big rush, actually. Rhys Johnson is the man stepping up for Sheffield Wednesday. He's played quite a few games for the first team. It'll be a left-footed one from the defender. Takes it, sends keeper wrong way. It's 2-2 after 4. We're basically in sudden death now. And Tommy Marshall, the man to step up. He did score in the penalty shootout against Silsden, though really the keeper should have saved that one. Missed in the pre-season against Gold Card, but obviously scored the penalty that sent Stocksbridge to the next round. To this league, to the Northern Premier League Premier Division. Hopefully it'll be better than his last 2 penalties. So Marshall here, with a chance to pile the pressure onto Sheffield Wednesday. Phillips again taking his time. He's trying to make Marshall wait for it as he enters the centre. Here comes Marshall. Thumbs up. Great penalty from Marshall. It's 3-2. So, if Sheffield Wednesday miss this penalty, Stocksbridge progress to the next round. We're just trying to see who I think it might be Joe Emery heading up to take this final spot kick. Can Roxburgh make his 3rd save of this shootout? Or it will go to sudden death, as it practically is already. No gamesmanship from Roxburgh, no mind games. Emery will be a short run up. Emery hits it. In! It's sudden death. Alfie Wilkinson steps up for Stocksbridge. 6th penalty. We're in round 6 of the penalties. Can Alfie Wilkinson put the pressure back on? Again, Phillips is taking his time. He's learnt some tricks from the elder keepers, both Pierce Charles and Evan Allcroft for the penalty save. Wednesday had a good breather penalty save. Wilson takes it over the bar. Wednesday have the chance to win it. Wednesday with a goal here would win the shootout. And Stocksbridge would be out at probably the earliest stage they've been out for many, many years. Harry Evers is the man who could win this for Sheffield Wednesday. I want to say fair play for Jack Tinker. He's left the line to welcome Alfie Wilkinson back in. Obviously it's a rough one, missing a penalty in this sort of situation. So back with Evers to take the penalty. And it's in. Wednesday will win the shootout. They go through to the next round. They will travel to Barnsley to try and put in the quarter-final. Stocksbridge head out at the earliest stage of this tournament since 2019. It is a disappointment after they fought so hard on the Steels to get back into this after being down several times, down 2-0 at one point, but the shootout was just beyond them on this occasion. Thank you very much to everyone who was listening to the game today. Obviously we've had some massive listenership here. We will be back on Saturday at Stockton Town. Hopefully, if any of you listening here today, we hope that we will see you there. It would be great for you to come up and support the Steels. You know, we're not far from Hillsborough. We're a great time, and we've got a cracking bar that you'll all love. But for now, the Steels are out of all the cup competitions now, following defeat here at Hillsborough on the penalties. We will see you on Saturday for that game against Stockton Town. I've been Adam Allcroft. Good night.